Plumbing, heat, and AC issues pop up out of nowhere. Nigel, where'd you go?
Joel, can you give me a hand? I can't get my horse down from the deer blind.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. From the outhouse to the penthouse, call us day or night, 651-5899.
License number M13229, TACLA 000743445E.
Tally-ho!
Your source to local news and sports in San Antonio begins with the San Antonio Express News. We've collected, written, and shown the stories that matter most to San Antonio. Look no further than the San Antonio Express News to continue to provide information and strength to the community. Whether it's on the field or on a court, we provide the ground local coverage. Go to expressnews.com for the most up-to-date high school and college sports coverage. Subscribe today at expressnews.com.
At CDW, we get the right network makes remote locations seem less remote.
Great, because my data is lagging out here.
CDW can orchestrate the Aruba Edge Services platform, bringing computing closer to where data is created. It automates, unifies, and secures the edge, fixing problems before they impact your business, giving your network a sixth sense. Someone at the door?
Just a moose. He works here.
Aruba and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/Aruba.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 10 locations and check out the Kubota L2501 tractor package deal, which includes a 4-wheel drive tractor with a hydrostatic transmission, a front loader, a rear mower, a box blade, and a trailer, all for one low price. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. Check out our package deals at ewaldkubota.com.
Rob Thompson, Rudy J, R&R in the morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You made it. Happy Friday to you. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Carl Schoenig here as well. 3 hours plus the bonus you just had. Coach Mike McCarthy of the Cowboys stopped by, courtesy of AA Best Bail Bonds. We'll be running that ad nauseum throughout the day.
Absolutely.
We're proud of the fact that we're the only place outside of Dallas that gets the coach.
Yep. Brought to you by AA.
He's a Western PA guy.
He's Western PA.
Those Eastern types,
difference.
You don't want to mix with them.
What's the difference in West Texas and South Texas?
West is truly West. South, depending on which South we're talking about, is either truly Southwest or truly South.
What you know about East Texas, where I'm from?
That's South.
What?
You're Southern.
How?
That's Southern. Your roots are more Southern than mine.
They are. East Texas is country.
Well, country, but I'm talking with the Southern roots, the more the Southern feel than. And I think growing up in San Antonio, I have more of a Southwestern Latin feel. It's just the folks I grew up with. Right. And I didn't grow up underneath piney trees. I grew up under mesquite bushes. Very different feel.
You know what? Great point.
And Texas?
North Texas, what do we think about North Texas?
Yeah, they're a bunch of Tods.
Them Dallas snobs with their Mercedes.
Yeah, leased Mercedes and
do y'all really
Rolexes.
Feel like Dallas is that bad?
No, Dallas is just a very different mentality. It's just, it is a different world than San Antonio. The ethos is different. The chase is different. We're not nearly as fast paced as Dallas.
No,
we're not chasing it like they are. They got to keep up with the Joneses in every form. Yeah. Not down here. We're not kind of like that.
But Houston's kind of like that too, though.
Houston is such a mess. Houston is just
a big conglomerate,
just dumped on top of each other. I read recently it is the most ethnically diverse city in the country.
Chinatown is legit Chinatown, legit Chinatown.
And there's nothing like that in the rest of Texas. I mean, there's Chinatown. I mean, you might see a little bit of one in Dallas, but nothing to the extent of Houston.
Yeah.
So again, that's very different, but it's more, I believe Houston is more Southern with a little bit of oil.
But you're right. It's everything in Houston. It is gumbo.
It is.
Houston really is a gumbo, man.
Which
everything.
I appreciate the diversity. I hate the mess.
I hate the traffic.
I like, I've had the opportunity to move and live out other places. I like the roots in San Antonio. Our roots go deep.
Yeah, I love San Antonio. San Antonio will always be home. But I could see myself living somewhere else.
I came back as soon as I could.
Yeah, you did. You ran back.
I ran back, rode back. We'll have McCarthy. We got a game today. Slump Buster Day. The San Antonio Spurs are taking on your Orlando Magic at 6 o'clock. Set your watches appropriately. We got Friday Night Lights going on tonight. Call back in play. After last week's spectacular game that Carl and Rudy called. And by the way, I can't say it enough how great y'all did. I know the game helped, but you guys certainly didn't detract. You added to what was a spectacular game. And Jason Minix and Kevin Brock hope to live up to the same. They get Reagan and Brandeis.
That's
tonight.
a good one.
Should be another good one. I didn't realize. It'll be powered to you as always from Hill Electric.
That's that's 2 and 3 in District 28.
Wow.
6A.
Is Brandeis having a season too?
Brandeis. I did Brandeis Johnson with Minix, and that was a game. Brandeis is good.
So is Reagan.
Yeah,
so
Reagan
going to be a good football game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our Friday Night Lights always brought to you by TSAOG Orthopedics and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. That'll get going at 6:30 this evening with a pregame, 7 o'clock kick. We're excited about that. I got to take a deep breath, Rudy. I'm already gone.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes it happens.
I'm telling you, it's Friday. And
this is the first time in we're going on 4 months. It's the first time in 4 months you've done that.
Well, I mean,
we're allowed.
I've been out 2 consecutive nights.
I know
that's a rarity for me.
Me too. We did just shout out to Slackers.
Yeah, Slackers.
We did Slackadoches last night.
And we had a good time, man. I want to thank everybody that came out. Our semifinalists. We for the first time ever we did phoners from Atlanta and Austin. So we've kind of branched out a bit. Now the logistics of their live performance we'll have to worry about later. But It certainly was nice to have everybody stop by and hanging out on their patio and smoking a couple cigars with you boys. It was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, you got to meet a few of my guys. They all love Rob, man. They're like, hey, man, we listen to you every morning, man. You good? They love Rob. I'm like, man, y'all don't even show me that kind of love. Rob shows up here. Hey, Rob, what's up, man? Love you, man.
So
like, damn.
Last night's felt like Friday. The alarm went off this morning. I couldn't quite figure out why.
I didn't want to get up. Oh, McCarthy gets me out of bed on Fridays.
I was excited about it.
If we didn't have McCarthy on Fridays, I don't know. I don't know how excited I would to be here. And it's a road. Dude, I've been here. We've going on 4 months. Rob is always on the damn road. And this weekend, he's going to be on the road again.
Going to Aggie
You're
game,
a road
baby.
warrior, man.
This is my 3rd Aggie game.
I know.
And, man, I've had a pretty good month.
Went up to Dallas for something.
Yeah,
you went to Dallas to in-laws.
So, and it's about to pick up. We're about to start moving.
Oh, yeah, you got other stuff coming up.
We got Army Navy coming up, and I've got a hunting trip coming. And
you got hunting. You got Vegas.
We got Vegas coming. Super Bowl just around the corner.
You see how they do over here, Carl? This is Dallas.
Where's our invite?
Huh?
Where's our invite, Rudy J?
I know. The ESPN SA Sports Star is the Dallas of radio.
I don't hold a candle to Minix.
Oh, Minix. Yeah.
He's got his own parking spot at the airport. They know he's coming.
Yeah, man.
He's got a cone with Minix's name out front.
I know someone from the sales staff was just in Vegas. Another one's going to Hawaii Monday. This is the Dallas of sports talk radio.
That's it. I'm Todd.
You seen the cars out there?
I'm Todd.
You're Todd.
I have a fake Rolex and a leased BMW. That's me.
What is Aggie's record with you in person? Because you went to Colorado.
Yeah, I saw that one. We won that one. We lost to Mississippi State. I was there for that one. Yeah.
Okay.
I was there for that one. And this one.
So they're 1-1.
They're 1-1.
So the Mambo King isn't really a real, because Pledge swears it's a real thing. The Mambo King curse.
No, this has been going on for decades.
Oh, okay. So it's a real thing.
And sadly, it had not really applied to A&M. Sadly, it had always pretty much applied to the Spurs and the Cowboys, and to some extent back in the glory days of the Rangers. But they do have at least one win this year. And I think the one in Denver, they can thank me for, because I was there. Because that was a game they probably should have lost when the kid got down. We're going to talk about the NBA a lot. What do you think of this story out of Phoenix? This really feels like there's some guys behind the scene that feel like they got you. We got you, and there's more coming.
It's. I don't know. This could get ugly. First of all, from what I hear from y'all, I don't really pay attention to owners like that. Regardless of whether this stuff that they're saying went on or not, that Sarver's just a different cat in general.
Yeah. He is notorious for the longest time. No one thought he was a misogynistic bigot, but there was other stuff that was going on that, he's just got a history of crass and just kind of out there behavior. So for this to come out is certainly not a surprise.
No.
Now, The depths of where he went is always a surprise. And whenever we hear this, it's immediately going to take the franchise. They're going to lose the franchise. That's a big ask.
No. When you talk about taking someone's team, it's got to be strong.
Now, I'm not saying he deserves to keep it by any stretch.
Yeah.
But billionaires, they protect other billionaires because they're by the grace of God go me for a lot of these guys. So there might be a swell of take the team, but it's not going to be as easy as people think.
No. This isn't. What was his name? What was Clippers?
Donald Sterling.
Yeah.
Donald Sterling.
This isn't quite Sterling.
Donald Sterling was on tape.
Yeah.
That was different.
And Sterling had years and years of racism kind of backed behind actual acts of racism where he decided demographics within communities.
Yeah, I remember.
So there's conspiracy theories that seem to think that the NBA actually sent in somebody to start recording him and those kinds of things.
Yeah, this one feels like this one feels like he say, she say. So it's a little tougher.
Yeah, because he is being defended by some of the guys that work for him. Now, granted, you go, well, of course you are. You're trying to keep your paycheck. But it sounds like whoever's behind this, then the article that was written that hit on ESPN,
have you ever had
some bombs still to fly?
Have y'all ever been in a work environment where you had to work with a guy that you knew was like legit bad guy? Like, not bad guy, like misogynistic bigot.
Well, I'm 55.
And you're like, oh, and you don't have no choice. He just works there. Like, have you ever dealt with that?
Dude, I hit the job market back in the mid 70s, early 80s as a high school guy. So I've been around some stuff that looking back, you're like, cringe. Oh my God, how did that even? But it was what it was.
What do you do? Right?
Yeah, I mean, you're a kid.
Do you go to HR? What do you do?
But certainly a guy of my age, yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. Very much seen it. And the worst scenario.
I haven't. Thank goodness, but no, I haven't.
But I feel like over the next couple of weeks, Sarver's name is very quickly going to become mud, and not that it already was.
Yeah, it was already.
For those of y'all who forget, how long ago was it, Carl? It's been about 7-8 years. It was really when the idea of what load management was going to be.
Yes, right.
We was a preseason game. The Spurs were playing a game in Phoenix, and we didn't send out the big three. Nobody went. We just sent our guys to go round out the preseason. And Sarver pitched all kind of a bitch about, my team sucks, and the only way people are going to buy tickets is if stars come to town because I won't pay them. So send your guys.
But it was preseason. Like, what are we talking about?
Sarver.
And I remember him sitting courtside, and I remember him vividly arguing with the other players from the other team, which is so unbecoming of an owner.
And I do think there's a consensus, at least a few people out there that are like, you guys sucked so long. You just fell ass backwards into a title or a near title because you couldn't help it. You were drafted in the top 3 every year.
Yep.
So finally you find a decent coach in Monty and you go get a title, but it wasn't anything you did, Sarver. You didn't care. And there is a kind of, I feel a little bit of a, Sarver's a real estate guy. That's where he made his money, just like Sterling had. Okay. Yes. And Sarver doesn't ever really care about winning. It didn't ever feel that way. I mean, they were terrible for a decade.
Yeah, they were bad. After the Nash era?
I think he cared about winning, but he wasn't good enough of an owner to win.
Yeah,
that's really the thing. Because this article was a bombshell. It was over 70 former employees. Only a couple were able to actually put their name to it. Earl Watson, obviously, being the main one who did. He was a coach for the Suns very briefly. But
and now we know why.
Yeah, and now there's going to be an independent review from the NBA. So they'll be able to interview a good chunk of these 70 people who currently work there. The Suns have no choice but to invite it. They tried to get in front of this and say that ESPN's going to release something that's not true. But at the end of the day, it is, like you said, Rudy, basically hearsay. Is it going to be his word versus the others? And there will be something that comes out of this that I would assume at the end of the day, if everybody's protected from you're not going to lose your job, tell us what's really going on. I would imagine the Suns are in deep trouble, or at least Sarver is, because this is not something that should be happening in a workplace. And I believe that there's too much evidence of, people going against Sarver than Sarver having people on his back, because apparently, according to the report, when ESPN approached Sarver with this. He said, okay, you can run this, but you have to have these 10 people specifically that I say interviewed as well. And obviously those are the ones who said, not the Robert Sarver I know, but for the most part, the Suns' work culture seems to be toxic, and it'll need some kind of NBA intervention.
This is Chris Paul's second time going through this.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought, I was like, man, he went through the Donald Sterling thing. Now here he is again, and isn't he the president of the Players Association?
He was for 8 years, and CJ McCollum will be taking over that soon.
Oh, that's right.
I'm looking at the Phoenix Suns financials just to see, and they might have a for sale sign up in the window here in the next couple of weeks. Current valuation as of October, and that certainly I think varies a bit, but $1.8 billion.
I think it'd be more than that if they sold it.
I
think it might be
a little bit,
but I'm not saying like 4. I'm talking about like 2 point something.
Maybe
the Hawks, when they went through this not too long ago, were 800 million ish,
and Phoenix is probably a little bit more valuable. So I see
they
800 million.
The finals.
800 million sounds low.
I know,
low.
Right? That's the Atlanta franchise.
Yeah, that's low.
He bought the franchise in 2004. They operating income of $15 million a year. Their debt to value ratio is at 13%. That's good. Might be a for sale sign. I wonder if they take post dated checks.
I don't know. Let's put together a team.
Put together a little GoFundMe.
You know some people.
Well, I'll find a few.
I just want 1%. Let me just get 1%. 1% of $2 billion is pretty good.
One GoFundMe at a time, Rudy. We got to get my drone.
We're trying to get Carl a drone.
That's right.
Let's go. We set up a GoFundMe. Carl and I setting up a GoFundMe so we can bring you top-notch content, digital content. I mean, people do GoFundMes for the dumbest stuff. Let's get Carl a drone.
Yeah, because we're a radio station and we need a drone.
And then we can go for the Suns.
Okay, let's do it.
After we get the drone, we'll see how that goes. We'll start small.
One at a time. You're right, Carl.
I'm going to get on the phone. I'm going to start making a few calls. While I'm on the phone, Carl, why don't you give everybody the headlines that they so desperately desire?
Here's the 411 in the 210. Headline 2.
The Los Angeles Lakers picked apart in the second collapse against the Oklahoma City Thunder. If the Lakers had managed to protect 2 massive leads against OKC, up 26 last week on the road and up 19 last night at Staples Center, they'd be sitting pretty sweet with a 7-2 record, and OKC would be winless at 8-0. But alas, that isn't the case. The Thunder outscored the Lakers 35-24 in the fourth quarter and won 107-104 Thursday for their second come-from-behind win against L.A., leaving the new-look Lakers once again scratching their collective heads about what happened.
They've been in both games. There's been tussles as well. I don't know where this is coming from, why they hate each other, but it's weird. And LeBron's already out. You know, when we talk,
didn't Anthony Davis
grab
a finger? Or
oh,
you're so right. He and Tyron Smith need to get a room together, man. They can just complain to each other all day long about their bursitis and sore back.
Everything is like he got shot.
He does look like he's been sniped at every injury.
Shot. I'm like, Anthony. Dog.
He falls at least 7 times.
I bet his mama ran on the court 100 times when he was
times. Take a knee. Anthony's down. Take a knee.
Oh, my baby.
Damn,
he's
man.
Right.
But no, LeBron's already out there, you know.
I don't understand how this happens, honestly. You get the feeling it's kind of like the old dudes that used to run a gym and then the young guys came in and beat them.
Yeah, that's what it feels
now
like.
They know now we can beat you because we're going to run out of gas.
They were down 20.
How do you lose to the Oklahoma City team? And you were combined up by like nearly 50 points in these 2 games, and you lost them both.
They're just taking their foot off the gas. They don't care. They're coasting.
They are.
They're clearly coasting.
But that's embarrassing, man.
It is.
That's why they're getting chippy because you can't turn the switch back onto that old age.
Melo looks good though, Rob.
Melo functions very well in chaos. He functions well in chaos. That smooth jumpers of night. That's where he does well. Let's see if he can do it when things are organized and desperately needed. But yeah, he's doing what they brought Carmelo in to do. But it ain't enough. If you lose to OKC twice, I know you can say you're coasting.
Yeah.
But there's something inherently. There's an issue there, and it might be just that LeBron's hurt. But that's a strange couple of games to lose. And look at the film, man. When we get to playoff time, let's look back at this game and see what does Oklahoma City do? What are they doing that they're capable of in the fourth quarter, making up so many points?
Shai takes it personal when he plays Russ. I'm not sure why. Maybe because Russ was the man in OKC. I don't know, but Shy takes it personal.
Did you see the highlight of Russ trying to steal the ball late in the game?
I don't know what he was thinking.
I have come to save the day.
Yeah, I was like, Russ, what are you doing, man? Like,
I got this, boys.
In every sport, every level, your coach will tell you what, do your job. If you do your job, we'll be fine. Don't try to be everybody else's job. He's a gambler, but he's like not a good defender. He just gambles, so he ends up with a lot of steals because he gambles for 40 minutes. So, of course, you're going to get some steals. Iverson was that way. I was like, he leads the league in steals. He's a good defender. No, he's not. He just gambles all game.
He's sneaking up behind him, playing wolf.
Exactly.
Moving on.
Headline 1.
The University of Tennessee won't self-impose a bowl ban after internal investigation into rules violation of the football program. Tennessee has concluded its year-long internal investigation into rule violations within the football program that led to the firing of head football coach Jeremy Pruitt and will not self-impose a bowl ban, the university announced Thursday. In a statement, the university said it was, quote, moving forward with our focus on rebuilding our football program and supporting student athletes, and that would, quote, hold ourselves accountable considering the nature of the violations, our prompt investigation and corrective personnel, the new recruiting environment, and other factors, end quote. Sources told ESPN the university does plan to self-impose penalties other than a postseason ban, which has as a reduction of scholarships, other recruiting restrictions. The university is yet to receive a notice of allegations from the NCAA, according to sources.
What did they do?
Evidently not enough to impose any self-inflicted
I don't even know what
penalties.
they did. I haven't paid attention to Tennessee in 7 years.
You know, I am sure that they did their due diligence, that they uncovered every stone and did everything possible to right whatever minor wrongs were done.
Yeah.
But it always is going to look weird. I don't care when or where or how honest you are. When you go after a thorough internal investigation, we have concluded we're not going to punish ourselves and we're going to put this entire matter behind us.
We're not.
So immediately you go, I think I want to take a look at this. I want to see the book. I want you to hand me your investigation because
give me your phone.
I'm sure you were thorough. It's kind of like you talk to your son. Did you clean your room? Yeah, I cleaned my room.
Let me go check.
It's pretty clean. Well, and maybe in your perspective, it's clean.
Right.
Mine's entirely different. So what your evaluation of guilt is and mine might be a little different.
Totally different.
So and this is also just, why would you impose penalties? You know, why would you do that to yourself in this current climate? Because we know that the NCAA and what it is going away. It is just crumbling upon itself. So why impose a penalty that whatever organization that would enforce it might not even exist?
Well said.
So, yeah.
I ain't punishing myself.
We took a good, thorough look in the mirror and we decided, there are a couple blemishes, but we look pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and put that mess behind us, and we're going to move on with a positive attitude. Yeah, go ahead, Tennessee. I'm with you.
So in the termination letter sent to Pruitt in January, the university concluded the conduct by at least 2 assistant coaches and several recruiting staff members were likely to lead to an NCAA finding of level 1 and or level 2 violations of one or more governing athletic rules. That is likely the findings were the result of either Pruitt's material neglect or lack of responsible preventative compliance measures.
You didn't know, and he should have known.
Oh, got you.
You didn't know, or you should have. Either way.
Okay.
But Pruitt was overwhelmed in that gig. He was overwhelmed.
Yeah.
He got the job, and everybody in Tennessee hated him. The high school coaches hated him. So there was a lot of reason to get rid of Pruitt.
Great point.
Move on, Tennessee. Move on.
Bye.
Bye. You'll get another coach soon enough.
They might want to try and reach out to Peyton Manning's all I'm saying.
They've tried over and over. The Manning's got their eyes on the prize. The eye on the prize is the Broncos.
They want to own.
They're going to own.
Peyton wants to own the team. He ain't buying all them Papa Johns for nothing.
Yeah, this is LeBron territory. They want to be overarching over many different things.
Agreed.
So being an AD, that's chicken feed to them.
Yeah, they want to kick back. They don't want to be talking to 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds.
No, not at all. You're absolutely right. Move on.
Headline 0.
I'm going to go make some money.
I'm sorry, Rudy.
It must be a Bears update.
Yep. Coach Matt Nagy back with Chicago Bears after clearing COVID protocols.
First of all, I am happy that the coach is okay.
Yes, we are.
That's true. Yes. I don't mean that way.
And I am sad that he's back on the sideline. I'm happy he's okay. But Justin Fields had his best performance while Nagy was quarantined. That is a fact. We cannot debate this. And if you're smart, but the thing about it is when you know you're done, you're already gone. So I don't know how he's going to coach out the rest of this year because he's gone. He's gone. He's not, there's no way he's coming back. The team is bad. So I wonder how he's going to coach. Now, if you really give a damn about the team, you give a damn about your job, you take the film from how they called plays last week and you mimic it. Now, unless you want to be a stubborn butthole and you're like, no, I'm not calling my plays like that, and you want to go back to what you were doing prior to you being quarantined, then go ahead. But it's always tough to see how a guy handles himself when he knows he's fired, when you're coaching out a string. So I'll see what he does against the Steelers.
Can we appreciate the fact, though, that he had a plan for his quarterback, and he is sticking to it?
Yeah, the thing he was right about,
living by the idea that he had. And I'm not saying it was a right plan, but at least he's standing by the plan.
But the thing is, he was right. Fields wasn't ready. One, because he's not ready. Two, the offensive line is trash. So while he's telling everybody, nope, and down my QB, he was 110% right to handle it that way.
Right.
So that's one thing he got right. But now that he's in, he's not doing the Sean Payton thing and putting Fields in a position to win football games.
Well, is the position to win football games for Fields running for 100 yards? I think it is. Today,
that's right now. Yeah, you got to put in stuff that makes him comfortable, because the more Fields is comfortable, the better his throws will be. The reason he made some really good throws is because he got loose.
So I'm just trying to get past I know Nagy is a dead man walking. I just can't imagine him surviving this. But I don't think he's done as bad a job as a lot of Bear fan feels like. I think he was pressured to put Fields in. The injuries have played a role in. The defense has been awful, if not health has played a role in that, obviously.
And not only that, to further your point, Rob, he had Mitch Trubisky, who went to the playoffs twice. And now he's had Justin Fields. He was given two really, really young QBs that probably weren't ready.
And I think Nagy's got a little bit of the Jason Garrett kind of thing to him. He looks and feels like a clapper and a 500 coach. So that enough to me is because if you find a reason to keep him, you'll find enough. You really will. I mean, you can say, well, they are two playoff teams, and he has had some young quarterbacks that did actually kind of develop and all of this, but we can't get past the fact that you're just a 500 coach. Man. Yeah. And I think that's the best move for him. Bear fan. Moving on.
Sorry, Rudy.
411 and a 2-1.
I love when he says that.
Sorry, Rudy. More bad news on the way.
I'm hungry.
Well, I'm hungry, man.
Damn, I'm hungry. Why didn't we go get tacos today, Carl?
What's it, Cazadores?
Yeah, that's not too far away. If y'all want to just have a really long segment, I'll be back before the end of it.
Talk to us at 9:15. Yeah. We might figure out a way to get it done. Last night, Thursday Night Football, Jonathan Taylor goes bananas. What do you have? I don't know how many yards.
172.
172.
At some point, we got to put him in the elite category.
I think so. And
it's time.
And Carson Wentz looked like the MVP Carson Wentz as they thoroughly destroyed the Jets. And let's give some love to Mike White.
He got hurt in the first quarter.
The kid can play, though, man.
He can play. He got hurt in the first. I jinxed him.
Now, I don't think there will ever be.
He gets hurt. My guy was like, yo, let's do it again. And he gets hurt in the first quarter wrist.
You wanted to see a controversy a little bit. I don't think there'll be one, but I'll tell you what, Mike White made himself some money. He's made himself some money over the last 8 days.
He's going to go and grit it. He'll have a clipboard for somebody for sure.
Legit. He's not. I mean, what was it, 7-all?
Yeah, he went and tied the game. Yeah, he went and tied the game. Josh Johnson didn't play bad either.
So respect to Frank Reich. It feels like the Colts are rounding into form, and they will go as far as Carson Wentz takes them. I mean, you did that as a front runner, win a close one, and then I think you'll have the doubters.
Took Tennessee to overtime.
Respect it, except for the
left-handed.
The gag. Let's come back, look around the NFL. It appears within hours there's going to be a wide receiver of some regard available. We'll tell you who that's going to be and how it will happen. Hold on tight. NFL talking and coming your direction here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
354-2020. That is the number to see things clearly. And that is Manrique Custom Vision. Can't tell y'all. I keep telling y'all how happy I am, how pleased I am. I can read the Surgeon General warnings. I can read the letters on the toothpaste. I just like looking at things that I never paid attention to, and I'm loving it. Call 354-2020, schedule a consultation. They'll get you in. They do nearsightedness, farsighted, astigmatisms, anything and everything. You may not qualify for Z-LASIK, but guess what? They have other procedures that can get you out of those contacts and glasses. So you wake up at 4:35 in the morning like me, you brush your teeth, put your clothes on, and roll out. No worried about where did you leave your glasses. No worried about putting your contacts in. Do I need more solution? None of that. Your worries go out the door. So call Manrique. He's done 60,000 Z-LASIK surgery. 60,000. And he trains other doctors optometrists to do the same surgery. So why not go to the man that's with the plan? And that is Dr. Manrique. That's Manrique Custom Vision, 354-2020. Don't compromise your only set of eyes.
Sports Center is brought to you by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Available at H-E-B.
There's no question about it. This week, Dak Prescott is good to go for the Dallas Cowboys as they host the Denver Broncos at noon on Sunday, a game that can be heard right here on San Antonio Sports Star. The San Antonio Spurs are back in action for a 2-game weekend road swing. Tonight, they visit the Orlando Magic for a 6 p.m. tip-off, and Sunday, the Spurs are in OKC to play the Thunder, also a 6 p.m. start. And the UTSA Roadrunners put their 8-0 record on the line as they travel to El Paso for a matchup against the 6-2 UTEP Miners. Kickoff will be at 9:15, and that game can be seen on ESPN2. SportsCenter has been brought to you by Alamo Water Softeners. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Carl Schoening.
According to NHTSA, a new car crash is reported every 56 seconds in Texas. Thomas J. Henry handles serious auto accident cases and gets serious results for injured clients. To learn more or start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Hey, San Antonio Sports Star listeners, this is Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats. Thanks to fans like you, you can now buy Kielbasa products just about everywhere. We hope you continue to enjoy our handcrafted, small batch smoked meats because we sure enjoy making them for you. So grab some today and let me know what you think. My number's on the back of every pack. Right by my promise that if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back. Find Kielbasa at a store near you today.
From city streets to back roads, from road warrior to carpooler, there are some things you can always count on, like the reliability, durability, and power of DieHard, America's most trusted auto battery. No matter where your journey takes you, count on DieHard to get you started on the road ahead. Available at your local Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest stores.
The annual San Antonio Auto and Truck Show is November 12th through the 14th. We're partnering with some of SA's favorite pet organizations for the Subaru Loves Pets initiative. With on-site pet adoptions, you can see new cars and trucks and take home a furry friend that just might like to ride in one. Get your tickets now.
At CDW, we get the path of progress is complicated, but CDW Amplified Services experts can collaborate with you, develop roadmaps, handle deployment, and manage your environment so you can achieve your goals faster than you thought possible. From implementing advanced cybersecurity techniques to optimizing your multi-cloud environment, we'll help you design, orchestrate, and manage the solutions your organization needs so we reach the finish line together, but you get all the glory. CDW Amplified Services, people who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/services.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
And Doug. Don't you just love the smell of old books? Shh, this is a library. Sorry, ma'am. We're looking for a book titled Liberty Mutual Customizes Your Car Insurance so you only pay for what you need. I don't think we carry that, but check nonfiction. He really does devour literature. Please leave. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
For the ones who are always in the know.
Delivery confirmed.
For the ones who keep things running. For the innovators and the problem solvers. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, experienced staff at local branches, and free access to experts to help answer your toughest questions. So whatever challenge you face, we have the knowledge and products to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive Motorcycle presents Road Wisdom from the Motorhome.
The road is everything you want it to be.
Everything.
The
As long as what you want is road.
Progressive Motorcycle also presents basic policy starting at $79 a year. Progressive Motorcycle, for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy is not available in all states.
Dell Technologies' biggest business sale of the year has arrived. Step up your vision with top tech up to 45% off during the early access Black Friday event. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Plus, get incredible savings on Windows 11 PCs, along with servers, monitors, and docks, all with free shipping. There's also special financing with Dell Business Credit. Get started by contacting your Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
A double shot of energy in the AM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J, R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Welcome back to R&R. He's Rudy. That's the first R.
Yes,
Rob.
sir.
That's the second one. Carl in between, taking us to 10. Thursday night football went off last night, and it went about, I think, I wanted to see the Jets win.
Me too.
I wanted to see a little bit of something, but
the Jets
chaos are the Jets.
And they're gonna jet.
The Jets are gonna jet, and they got jetted yesterday.
Jonathan Taylor's a stud.
I know I'm not the first to say this. This isn't a hot take per se, but I just can't figure out Carson Wentz. He looked so good last night. He looked like the guy that was leading Philadelphia toward the Super Bowl run. He was crisp. He was on it. It was as good a performance as I've seen from him in a couple years.
Carl says he's the most talented quarterback in the league.
Maybe yesterday was just.
But
spot
is it that
on,
because
man.
it's the Jets though?
That's what I'm saying. And I remember there's been a lot of quarterbacks that are great front runners. But
Right.
when everything's working right, shoot, Kirk Cousins take it to a Super Bowl. Alex Smith, when everything's flowing right, looks fantastic. It's the hardships that proves metal.
Right.
And Carson Wentz has consistently failed at that. But maybe the separator for the Colts is Jonathan Taylor. The protection he offers Wentz, the threat that he offers at every play action, what this guy can do in space, he is ridiculously
He
good.
looks like the best running back in the league now that Derrick Henry's out.
That's
Jonathan
78
Taylor
yarder.
looks like the best running back in the league. I'm gonna stand on that for right now.
It's hard to argue. And I know that it's easy to jump off this Colts train because, what we witnessed last week, but I wouldn't want to play them in the second half of the season.
Yes, agreed.
I
100%.
would not want to deal with them. Now, as we wake this morning, news is coming out of Cleveland. It's not unexpected that Odell Beckham Jr. and his people are talking to the Cleveland Browns people to work out some kind of buyout so that when they do release him, and they're going to release him, if no one picks him up off waivers, which no one's going to pick him up off waivers, that the Browns can get a little bit of money back. They don't want to get stuck with this contract.
Right.
So looks like probably by noon, according to Adam Schefter and many sources, they're going to let him go. So we talked a little bit about it. Odell, he is in prime position to go help somebody. This is one of those late season fantasy football deals that really could kick a team over the top if he is incapable of going back to what he was.
The only thing about it is, and I heard Coach McCarthy, who you can hear the McCarthy replay here in about 20 minutes. We talked with him earlier, but I was listening to the interview he did prior to us, and he was talking about the language, how hard it is on offense. The only problem is we're going into week 9. Is this week 9? I think this is week 9 because there's some teams that's 4-4.
Week 9. It's
week 9. It's not that easy just to come in and pick up the terminology. Like his talent, yes. Can he run a route and catch passes and score touchdowns? Absolutely. But to actually know where you're supposed to be, know what you're supposed to do on each and every play, and then the audibles and that's not easy to pick up in week 9. It's not.
I will completely agree.
It's not. And then the next thing you know, he goes somewhere, he can't pick it up, then he looks bad and it's like, is he done? So that's the only problem with these type of deals is because again, even with Antonio Brown last year, he wasn't that because he picked him up midway through the season. They ended up winning the Super Bowl and he caught a touchdown Super Bowl, but he didn't look last year like he looks now. Now he looks like, I know the offense. I know what's going on. When they picked him up mid-round, he didn't look that good last year.
Point, a very valid point. But I think the team that he will land on is already pretty damn good. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to need too much from him. Like Kansas City, you figure he lands in Kansas City. If it takes him a month and a half to pick things up, we got time. All we got to do is get to the playoffs. This is a team that feels like genuinely we just got to flip the switch. We just got to find that one bit of grit that's in the gears. And once we get that out, they feel like they'll start rolling. So I think Kansas City's got to look very closely at Odell just to get a little bit of help. Now, I'm not sure if I'm Odell, I want to go to Kansas City, but it would certainly be nice. Then you look over at Baltimore, who I think is kind of on the outskirts looking in. That seems like an excellent fit. And I don't think that the route tree in Baltimore is all that difficult. Basically, it's you got to run through a zone because everybody's going to zone Lamar. Everybody's going to zone him because they're trying to protect space. Don't let them get him outside.
Baltimore. I like the Saints.
The
Indy.
The Raiders feel like a possibility with the Ruggs deal, though I do think Deshaun Jackson would be a cheaper alternative to what Ruggs was doing. The Rams certainly feel like they're loading up and they could Odell could show up for the cheap for 1 year and maybe
he would love that.
So I think he's going to be able to sit back and maybe recoup and make even more than he was making with Cleveland. I think if he plays his cards right, he could actually get a fair amount of change here if he clears waivers. So I'll bet he's more than willing to get a buyout or to sacrifice a little bit of money on the front end from Cleveland.
As long as he doesn't go to Tampa, I'm good.
You know what?
They got 3. They don't need him. They're overstacked. They're no way.
No, I agree. But due diligence would require just call him. You ever want to play with Tom, this is your chance. Now you have to do it on the rookie scale, but it might be available.
But Baltimore, I like that. And the Saints.
When we first heard that he wasn't traded, everybody's first thought was that's the most Cleveland thing that the Cleveland Browns have done since yesterday. Well, you weren't going to be able to trade him because everybody knew this was coming. The moment that he did not go to practice on yesterday, the moment that he asked to leave, he was done. There was no coming back to that locker room. When the moment that I heard Baker say, well, yeah, I'm not mad at him. I haven't talked to him. Talked to his dad. He looked me in the eye. Never said that. He was gone. So if I'm another team, I'm not making a deal. I don't blame Cleveland today because of what I know.
We know y'all are going to cut him.
Why would I make a deal? So Cleveland, I'm sure they tried to do everything they could, but the contract was too big, and everybody felt like you're going to cut him anyway. You're not going to let him back in the locker room. So we'll just wait and pick up the scraps when you're done. And it seems to fall through there. It's the perfect time for him.
Another guy that's wanted another receiver to go along with his stud, and they pretty much doing whatever he asked them to do. Well, hell, even COVID protocol. He fits in Green Bay. Now, the reason he fits in Green Bay is because Aaron, while the language is tough to pick up, Aaron is also good enough he could tell Odell, look, go do this, and I'm going to find you. He could draw up plays in the sand like you're playing in the street. He could do that for Odell. And Aaron has long wanted someone to go alongside of Devontae Adams. I mean, you look around the league, there's plenty of Cowboys come to mind. Tampa Bay comes to mind. The Chargers come to mind. Where there's plenty of teams with two. Tennessee comes to mind with Julio. He fits in Green Bay as well.
Would you go to Green Bay?
The league wouldn't want that.
If you're Odell, looking at the situation I'm in, and I got a couple of weeks. I can let things bake because I'm going to have to arrive. I'm to learn the playbook, so I'm not going to expect much from me initially. And you're looking around for a new team, and they're going to be coming fast and furious over the next 24 hours. And looking at the situation Green Bay might be facing, I'm not sure I picked that team for this year.
Depending on what the league does to him, right?
I just feel like there is a suspension coming for Aaron. I just can't imagine how he's not going to get suspended, because if he's not, this whole protocol thing goes out the window. If they're going to let
you can fine him,
I'm telling you, this is one of those existential moments with the NFL. If you can flout the rules, say you're immunized and not vaccinated, and spend the next month never wearing a mask on the sidelines, and I will lay money it'll be proven that he wasn't for the most part at the Green Bay facilities.
Right.
What's the point of the protocol then? If after a month it's just a fine, well, then I'll pay the fine. Shoot, I'm tired of the way we're living. I'm just going to stop.
So you feel like it needs to be stiff.
If they don't put the hammer down now, again, you get what you tolerate. That's
Amen.
In every part of your life. If you tolerate, that's what you're going to get. So if the NFL tolerates that, that's what they'll get. And I can't imagine them stopping at this point. After what? And if I'm the Broncos and they don't lower the boom on the Packers, I'm calling. Like, what about us, man? We're running a wing T offense last year because all we could find was Jim over here played quarterback in 8th grade.
Elway would definitely be sending an email.
Shoot. Yeah. So I just feel like that's coming. But to get back to the Odell, it's unfortunate because if they get Odell and you've got everything in play, they immediately become the Super Bowl favorite over everybody else if they land Odell.
And Aaron can play on the fly with them. The same way Tom pretty much played on the fly with Antonio Brown and ended up catching the touchdown in the Super Bowl. So, yeah, Aaron's one of those QBs that can kind of bring him along and teach him, and that would definitely be scary.
Last night, Jordan Clarkson, he of San Antonio roots now with the Utah Jazz.
Sixth man of the year.
Yeah, sixth man of the year. A fine tattoo wearer as well. Went off for 30 points in 31 minutes. Those Kobe numbers. Rudy and I were looking at that, and the question came up, is he the best high school basketball player, schoolboy player ever to come out of San Antonio? And I'm not claiming Shaq, because Shaq don't claim us.
Yeah, I don't want nobody that don't want me.
He went to high school on federal ground. That Cole High School ain't officially in San Antonio, and he never actually claimed it. So, Shaq, you don't count.
Right.
But is he? I mean, think about the greats that have come through. We haven't had this. Jordan making San Antonio proud. Let's look around to try to figure it out. In the 8 o'clock, we're going to come directly back with a McCarthy replay of his earlier interview with us. Some interesting talk about the offensive line and who the play caller is on defense and how that is decided. Good conversation with Mike. You're certainly going to be around for that. We'll get your shoot around going at 8:30. Yes, we have the Orlando Magic, otherwise known as the Slump Busters. Let's see if we can get a win and get off the schneid. Lots to talk about. Hang here. R&R in the morning rolls forward here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. This weekend is chock full of sports goodness. If you're a fight fan, both UFC and boxing, it's going to be busy. And if you're thinking where you're going to watch it, I have a suggestion for you. Twin Peaks is prettying up the place. They're making your man cave ready for you all weekend long. Show up and know all those TVs, 360 view, are going to be on the things you want to watch. And when you walk into a Twin Peaks over this weekend, especially today, my goodness, it's Friday. The happy hour is going to get going at 4, and we know what parties are like at Twin Peaks on a Friday. Tomorrow, well, we got all kinds of stuff going on. It is National Nacho Day. Yes, queso. It's real and it's here. National Nachos Day. Celebrate with double stack nachos topped with your choice of protein goodness. Yeah, that's chicken, brisket, or pulled pork to you and me. All smoked slow and low overnight in their in-house smokers. National Nachos Day tomorrow. Celebrate appropriately with friends of like mine. Have a big old stack of nachos when Usman Covington goes off on tomorrow night, and certainly wrapped with all of the football going on this weekend. Twin Peaks, 3 great locations. Days of Olive, that's my home field over on 151 in Park North and the Park North location. Twin Peaks bringing out scratch food from the kitchen. They're serving you icy cold and small batch drinks coming from the bar. Well, why do we go? It's so easy to say. It's those scenic views.
We've got your free tickets to see every Dallas Cowboys home game all season long. Register to win now at sasportstar.com. Cheer on America's team on your home for Cowboys football. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson, owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. And for the past 27 years, I have represented people in our community who have been injured because of negligent drivers of cars, 18-wheelers, and company vehicles. I really want you to know that if you're involved in a collision, you need to contact an experienced attorney as soon as possible after the collision. All you may know about an insurance company is what you see on television. If you have ever been forced to make a claim after being injured in an auto collision, there are no jokes, no geckos, no cavemen, no professional athlete endorsers, just you against a giant insurance company that is represented by skilled adjusters and attorneys who have one job: pay as little as possible. If you've been injured in a collision, please contact an experienced attorney as soon as possible after the collision. I, of course, want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com. That's all one word, alawyerforus.com.
For over 2 centuries, Jim Beam has been bringing people together. Now you can bring them wherever you go with friends and family. Introducing Jim Beam Highballs to go, refreshing and ready for sharing. Their classic highball and Beam and Ginger Highball are made with Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. They're a new take on a tradition, 7 generations in the making. Find Jim Beam Highballs to go at a store near you. Jim Beam Classic Highball made with Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, natural flavors, and seltzer water. 5% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2020, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
Hey, this is Kirk Herbstreit, and this season, with the help from our friends from the College Football Playoff in Eckridge, we're going to crown the first ever national tailgate champion.
I haven't washed my lucky apron since the big game in '96.
Oh, yeah? My tailgate hot sauce hits harder than a linebacker.
Well, honey, you haven't lived till you've had my Eckridge smoked sausage cheese dip.
Now I'm fired up. Are you the national tailgate champion? Eckridge, you do you.
Eckridge is an official sponsor of the College Football Playoff. No purchase necessary. Hence 12/13/21. To enter and for official rules, visit eckridge.com/tailgate.
From city streets to back roads, from road warrior to carpooler, there are some things you can always count on, like the reliability, durability, and power of Die Hard, America's most trusted auto battery. No matter where your journey takes you, count on Die Hard to get you started on the road ahead. Available at your local Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest stores.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you cooked on the grill or smoker, and you can win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market. Grilling with the Blitz. Online at sasportstar.com.
This is Greeny on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hey, all you early birds, check in, man. It's Friday. We want to hear from you. You're on R&R in the morning. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Carl keeping us in line. If you're not watching us live, please go to one of your devices and check us out. I comb my hair just for you. It is you can go to sasportstar.com. You can watch us live on your Periscope feed or your Facebook feed, wherever you are. Thanks for joining us. And it's always a pleasure to see and hear from you in the morning. So check in if you haven't.
What's up?
Mike McCarthy's coming right around the corner. But I want to just give some love to Jordan Clarkson.
Me too.
I'm just so proud of the kid. No one has exhibited what it takes to be successful more than Jordan, because he wasn't well regarded coming out of high school. I mean, he was good.
He went D1.
He went D1. He was legitimately good, but no one
had him sixth man of the year.
Dreamed what he would do. Even after he got drafted, we saw him and thought, yeah, we're proud of you. You succeeded. But then he took that, went to work, came out of a terrible injury, and turned himself into one of the top 25 players in the world.
Yeah, and also made some coin.
Yes,
he's touched over 100. He's touched over 100 million. And again, we don't get many. I know we have Carl has a list in there. We could give you a few of the players, but
I mean, Devin comes to mind. Who else? Bo Outlaw came to our mind, certainly. Jeff Foster, we thank Carl for that one, but certainly deserving of mention.
Go Bobcats. He's a great Bobcat.
Good guy,
We have his jersey retired, number 42 at Texas State.
Is retired?
Mhm.
He was with the Pacers, right?
Yeah, he was
Pacers
a Pacer.
forever, and I think at the end of his career, he ended up in Oklahoma City. I might be wrong about
Was
that.
he on that team that Shaq beat up on?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
He was?
Yeah, he was.
Because I remember I think he took a few bows to the chops.
Yes, he did.
And he gave a few bows. So, yeah, it all evens out.
But no, Jordan, man, sixth man of the year, touch over 100 million from my hometown.
Carrying that team last night. Keep in mind, Spida was out with an injury. It was on Jordan's back to win, and he went and got it. So congratulations to him. And, it's just a pleasure to watch the San Antonio kid do well. It's good times in San Antonio. We're succeeding on a variety of fronts.
Who's the guy that you were like, who's the guy that you saw that, we all know
Best
that guy.
player I ever saw that never went far?
Yeah. I know I'm throwing you a curve.
No, there's a
about
couple of guys. Askia Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Smooth player. Just that he's the one that Artie Griffin was such a good ball player.
Artie was a problem.
Straight play.
I got to play with him out at Warhawk once on his team, and that was cool.
Artie could really go, and I'm not defaming what he did.
No, nothing wrong with it.
One of those guys that when you looked at, you knew he was better in a lot of ways.
Didn't the Spurs give him a look?
I think he might have gotten a chance to go at it. There's 100 of those 5'10" dudes. That just for height,
just a little height,
man, if you just had a couple more inches, and there's 100 of those guys that I've went against that you thought, but for a few, you're the best I ever saw.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody, but I mean, I've seen some great ball players.
There was two guys. One guy that I remember vividly that gave me a lot of buckets way back when was a guy that's out of Corpus. His name was Randy Moff. Smooth player. He was just about the best I saw at that time. And Came out of Corpus. That man I thought would go a long way. Played at Midwestern State, had a good career. Anyway, hey, congratulations to Clarkson. We are very much behind. Coming back, Mike McCarthy will inform you of his plans this weekend. The Denver Broncos are coming, and Vic Fangio, coach Pennsylvania type. He'll reflect on his Pennsylvania roots with that. Mike McCarthy joins us very quickly. Thereafter, we'll dig very deep into the Spurs as they have these slump-busting Orlando Magic. I'm setting them up for failure. It's like telling you know what? They haven't missed a free throw all year. It's coming up. So they do have the Magic tonight. We'll get you your shoot around right then. We're going to have some fun today. Don't mind them brake lights. We'll get you all the way to work. You're on San Antonio Sports Star. Yes, that's ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. BetUS.com. I'm trying to get away from my mic coming out of this hot studio, but if you want heat, go to BetUS.com. NFL is hot. Go play your numbers tonight, and if you're not a member, I'm going to tell you how to join. I've been a part of BetUS.com for quite some time. Heck, they've been around for 25 years. That should tell you enough. They've been around long enough to prove to you that they pay when you earn it. You need a sports book that offers everything you want to play. Live betting, MMA, horses, golf, esports, F1. Yeah, Sunday they're in Mexico City. All the crazy prop bets, of course, you can find them. I want you to join today if you're not already a member, and it's easy. Dial right now, 1-800-79-BET-US, 1-800-79-BET-US. And if you tell them you're from KZDC, that's us, get up to 200% on that first deposit. That is free, absolutely free money to play with. I can't recommend it enough. It is a deal the likes which nobody else offers. 200% in your bonuses. I bet at BetUS.com, so should you. I want you to join BetUS.com today. Start betting tonight. You call them, you talk, they type. America's favorite sports book. That's BetUS.com, KZDC. That gets you the bonus. BetUS.com. It's where the game begins.
Get the latest scores from all varsity sports and all the schools in the 210 anytime at 210varsity.com. Sponsored by the San Antonio Express News. While you're at the game on Friday nights, upload photos and videos to your school's page.
No way.
Plus, check out game schedules and more. 210varsity.com. From the Express News and San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
An accident with a company car, truck, SUV, van, or fleet vehicle is not just another car accident. Thomas J. Henry handles serious company vehicle accident cases and gets serious results for injured clients. Visit tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
The annual San Antonio Auto and Truck Show is November 12th through the 14th. See new cars and trucks, extraordinary exotics, and learn about the latest in energy efficiency. Take part in exclusive ride-and drives, all new experiences, kids activities, and the food truck fiesta. Don't miss it.
One of the things I learned from my father while growing up was the need to step back and take a break. Every once in a while, a person needed to step back, even for just a few minutes, to take a breath and think about something else or do something different. The reasons you take a break is to recalibrate your judgment, give your body a rest, unblock thinking, and try to gain a new perspective. I try to remind myself on a regular basis the advice of the Apostle Paul, who wrote in the 4th chapter of Philippians, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. We live in a strange world right now that seems overrun with conflicting messages. It can seem at times overwhelming. So my advice is to take a break. Think about something else. Think about something noble, something lovely, or something excellent. It's okay to take a break. This is Mark Absher with the MacArthur Park Church of Christ. Visit us online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
There's confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID. One thing is certain, whether you're vaccinated or not, you need an accurate thermometer to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Be vigilant and contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers that have no scientific studies. Only the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Learn more at Exergen.com.
You love Zoom for video meetings? Now, choose Zoom to power your phone communications too. Zoom Phone works seamlessly within the Zoom app as your business phone system. Zoom Phone's secure HD audio and enterprise-grade reliability keep you connected to your teams and your customers. And it's easy to use on mobile, desktop, or desk phone. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Zoom, how the world connects.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got some squeaky wipers? Sounds like it's time for a new set.
We've got deals to help you get the job done and get ready for rainy fall weather. Right now, you can get a $15 AutoZone gift card by mail or email when you buy 2 Rain-X Silicone Advantage wipers. And we've even got more ways to shop, like our free same-day store pickup and next-day delivery.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
The fall is a beautiful time of year for sports. The start of the football season, baseball playoffs, basketball, hockey just around the corner. With a safe return of live events, that means you can actually be there to see all the action with Vivid Seats. Whether it's in the upper deck or on the 50-yard line, Vivid Seats has you covered. And with Vivid Seats rewards, you can earn free tickets from your very first purchase. Just buy, collect stamps, and redeem. It's that easy. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats. Experience it live.
The killer crossovers, the nothing but net jumpers, the tenacious throwdowns. Ladies and gentlemen, basketball is back. DraftKings, the leader in daily fantasy sports, is celebrating the return to the hardwood by giving new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes. Playing daily fantasy hoops is easy. Just pick your lineup of pro basketball ballers, stay under the salary cap, and rack up points for three-pointers, rebounds, assists, and more. Score big, and you can score big cash. And with a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes, it's the perfect time to show off your basketball IQ. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings app and use code KJM. This week, new customers can get a free shot at millions in total prizes with your first deposit. That's code KJM. Only at DraftKings. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to everybody joining us. The reason we clock in early on Fridays is because we get to coach or talk with the coach of your Dallas Cowboys. We'd like to welcome on head coach of America's team. He is Mike McCarthy. Welcome aboard, Coach. How's your morning going?
It's going well. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Rudy.
Good morning, Coach.
As we sit on a Friday morning, a fast and furious Friday, let's get into initially all the questions and try to figure out what's going on in your wide receiver room. Maybe we want to have some calcium supplements or something else added into. That seems to be the room with all the injuries. How's CD feeling? We expected to see him. Is Gallup going to jump off the IR? Are we going to play on Saturday? How much more of said will we see? And Noah Brown, talk about your wide receiver situation.
Well, the best thing is we it's a great group. A lot of depth, and you can see the flexibility it gives us. So. Mari looks to be progressing fine. CD had an ankle that he tweaked on Wednesday. So I look for him to practice Saturday. And Michael's had another good week. So we'll make that decision, once we get off the practice field on Saturday, just to see where the whole group lines up. And Cedric practiced yesterday.
Coach, still he's from down here in San Antonio. So, and from what we've heard, I don't know how true it is, he's going to be moving to left tackle. So how good do you have to be able to play right tackle and left tackle at this level?
Oh, I mean, I think it says a lot about Terrence. I mean,
yeah, me too.
Something that, that just love what he's done here since day one. I mean, he's come in here and has just, so consistent with his work ethic and, his improvement from year one to year two. And I think, all the experience that he was able to attain last year is so beneficial, that he put an excellent offseason in the weight room. He's playing well. So, and I think when you look in combination with practice reps, he's been on the left side more throughout training camp, and where else he's been exclusively more right-handed. So, and that's what we're going with. But yes, the flexibility speaks volumes about Terrence.
Mike McCarthy, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, sitting with us on a Friday morning. You talk about the dance that is being an offensive lineman, and the switch from right foot to left foot and going from one side to the other. And you talk about, all the practice that Terrence Steele has had at left tackle, but it's been a bit. What in a week, how do you go the photo negative and switch things from a right foot to a left foot thing? It's like, it seems absolutely almost impossible to do, to form in with the choreography of the rest of the guys. So what do you do extra to get these guys kind of on the same rhythm?
Well, I mean, we do a lot of walkthroughs here. our meetings, particularly, where we are as a team. So our meetings are quicker, more efficient, and we spend a lot of time walking through. The offense and defense both have multiple walkthroughs. So we have a walkthrough before practice, we have a second one after practice. So we're getting out there on the field practically three times a day. I'm talking more Wednesday and Thursday, or twice on Friday. So you keep just working them sets and working that footwork, and I agree with you. I mean, it's a big change to doing the flow of the week, but we feel confident with the lineup.
Good news. We talked about how much you enjoy in-season competition for position groups, and after what we saw on Sunday night, did that scare Dak back on the field? Did he just go ahead and make the command decision that he was going to play after what he saw from Cooper?
No, I think it was more, Dak being excited for the team and really excited personally for Cooper.
Did you know he was going to say he was playing definitely?
I'm sorry?
Did you know when Dak announced essentially, hey, man, I'm playing no matter what? Was that a conversation that you guys had, or was that kind of a gut feeling you knew he was going to say it anyway?
Well, he says that every day. So. He was saying it last week. So, I mean, he's all go. I mean, he's everything you would ever want in a quarterback, and he's so consistent as a professional. So, no, that's.
In all seriousness, when we talk about Cooper and his performance last week, and certainly it was important to him to be able to go out and see some success and get the team behind him. And certainly I feel like you guys knew what he was capable of. But what does that mean to your team when your backup QB can step in? I mean, it's got to be a little bit of juice that you can play with for the rest of the season.
Definitely. I mean, I'm excited for Cooper personally, and just, he was ready for his opportunity and it delivered. And I think the team, Dak all the way through, just the confidence that we have in him. And, this is the man we get to see every day. So,
right.
His preparation and the way he goes about it. So, I mean, it's, none of us were surprised. It was just more that we knew we were going into a tough environment, and everybody needed to, do their job and do their role. And Cooper did an excellent job of that.
Coach, I want to talk about bye weeks. We don't have to go into the details of it, but the situation with Henry Ruggs, I want to know, as far as you as a head coach, when you're going into the bye week, is that one of the things where you talk to the team about the bye week and like, hey, let's stay on track, or is it one of those things where like, hey, y'all are grown men, you know what you're supposed to do and not to do, and you don't have to discuss it?
Well, it's discussed, and we're all grown men, but I'm 57 years old. I have children. I have a 30-year-old daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So I have children that the same ages of the men I have the opportunity to coach. So I talk about the drive home from the airport. Because we come home. We have a lot of night games, late games. The national presence that we have. So there's a half a dozen times a year that we get home. 1, 2, 3 in the morning. So I worry about the drive home, and I think that's the parent in all of us, and it's definitely on your mind. You don't want to see anybody be in that situation, and obviously you look at the tragedy of involved with the families that you lose a loved one. So it's something that it's always a reminder that's at the forefront of your thinking.
Mike McCarthy joining us as he does every Friday, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds here on the Star. When you come into a week like this, and your Fridays are kind of a marking time, and tomorrow you guys do like a walk through kind of game kind of situation. Is that your typical schedule?
Today is what we call it, a mock game today.
Oh, it's today.
So, today is the mock game, and then we do the rest recovery after we're finished today. So it's a 2-hour block that is just focused on the recovery of the players. But tomorrow is it's more of our dress rehearsal. So we meet and walk through all the first thoughts and first 15 plays one more time. We put them in today actually, but our practice tomorrow, it's an hour practice, full speed, no collisions in space, and it's more of a track and field mindset to, where you launch your neurological clocking and get the players ready, and you got to do it probably within 28 to 36 hours before a contest. So it's a little more practice. It's not a walkthrough practice. It's the guys are going full speed, timing, and we're operating probably close to 90% of their speed numbers and so forth.
Neurological clock. I like that.
I like that.
Mine runs a little slow. The I'm curious. The reason I ask is, when do you make the decision, and why do you make the decision to change like your team captain on defense? I've seen where you might be switching green dots, and I know that's not uncommon. But I'm curious, when you decide that, why do you decide it? Why does it change, and when do you implement that?
Well, I mean, the green dot and the captains are two different things.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We do weekly captain.
Yeah.
You talking about the green dot or the captain?
Both. The captains are consistent,
Yeah,
I know, but the green dot kind of changes. Why is that?
Well, the green dot is who's the number one communicator out there? Who has the the helmet that you can talk to, so with the speakers in it, and based on how you think the game's going to go, there's personnel groups that you anticipate. You need to have more than one person ready, so there's a rotation of 3 that are that are available each and every week. So and J-Ron did a great job last week, and and Michael will still be part of the rotation, but definitely took some responsibility off his plate, which he definitely benefited from, and he had his best week of preparation, and which excited to see him turn that into a hell of a performance.
What can you tell us about Denver, Coach? I know Teddy's pretty good when he doesn't turn the ball over, not so much when he does. I mean, I guess that's for every team, but what can you tell us about Denver coming into Sunday, Coach?
I tell you what, talented football team, which you say everybody, every week, every team has talent. They got a unique, perimeter group on offense. And it's just like anything with these AFC games, it's an uncommon opponent. We haven't played these guys in quite some time. So, you spend a lot more time on video in these kind of games just to make sure you know your opponent. But it's, more of a West Coast offense, principles with Pat Shermer and Vic Fangio still, he runs the defense. So the defense is very similar to the group in, LA, the Chargers that we played earlier in the year. So it's going to be a tough, hard-fought game. It always is, and you got to be patient against this defense where they play, and there's always a pressure alert. Special teams are good. They got some good linebacker types who can really run. So this is a talented group that's getting to a point in the season where there's definitely their sense of urgency, and it's going to be high, and we got to expect the unexpected. So this is going to be an excellent challenge for us.
Von Miller's gone. There might have been a little bit of a celebration in the line room when that happened. Fangio's a PA guy, right? You guys go back? Do you know Vic Fangio well? He's from your part of the world.
No, I know Vic. Yeah, he's Eastern PA, but yeah, I mean, Dom Capers and Vic have a long history together. So yes, I've competed against Vic quite a few times. So
any peculiarities about him specifically that you plan for? I mean, defensively, everybody's got their little tells.
I think you just always got to be ready for the empty pressure. I mean, his defenses are disciplined. They do a good job of bend. It's more of a bend, don't break. But Vic is, he'll come after you when he feels like he can. If there's the right timing, and if you don't pick it up, you're going to see more of it.
Coach, you said something I'm curious about. You said he's an Eastern PA guy. Do you look at it like we down here in San Antonio look up to Dallas types, like those Dallas types, man, North Texas, man?
Absolutely.
There's something wrong with those people.
That's right. There's a big difference between East and West. There's no doubt. So.
Hey, Coach, I understand the tacos have arrived. Go pull out a big red and have some barbacoa on us. Enjoy your weekend. Good, safe game this week. We look forward to speaking with you next.
All right. Thank you, man.
Thanks, Coach.
Weekend. Appreciate it. All right. Bye-bye.
Coach Mike McCarthy joining us every week here on San Antonio Sports Star. I think Coach was headed for tacos.
Yeah, he was out of there.
Jonathan gave me the go-ahead that they had been completely delivered just before the interview started, so it was time. I hope, like last year,
to me.
The Cooper Rush, we had Jonathan from El Volcan. Great tacos, we've been told, though I've never actually had one. Took shirts, T-shirts. He wanted to see the player in them. And Cooper Rush became a
shout out to Cooper.
Where we had a picture sent to Jonathan with him up. Hey, we'll have that replay again of Coach Mike McCarthy discussing the Cowboys Broncos this weekend. But before we head into break, we got to get you caught up. It's been an hour since we've had our headlines. Things change quickly in the sports world.
Yes, they do.
So they're hot and fresh takes. It is time for the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411. Let's get the 210. Headline 2.
The New York Giants to limit facility access and cite rapid tests for the unusually high number of COVID-19 false positives.
So they had a bunch of false positives. Okay. And they're saying it's because of that like 15, 20 minute testing.
They're basically getting so many false positives that they're limiting how many people actually come in because they're not sure who's negative and who's not. And the rapid testing's going on, so they think that the rapid testing is part of the reason they're getting false positives. There's a lot going into this to where they're just like, we're just not going to have people that aren't essential in.
So false positives. So that means you never really had it. So what? How do you know you never really had it when you taking another? When do you take the other test that says you're negative that proves it's a false positive? I never understood that.
Does it come back positive? They give you another test and it comes back negative.
Yeah, I don't know what that
later?
means. I never understood that
because I have not heard of this before. So I was taught when you have a problem, you look at the people, the process, or the technology. You're looking to solve something. Is it a people problem? Is it a process problem? Is it a technology problem? I can't figure out what's the problem here. Is it the people giving the test? Because I haven't heard of any other cluster having a bunch of false positives.
Me neither.
So you wonder if they're giving the test wrong or I don't know, man. This is a weird scenario that they're gonna have to get fixed, man. That's a bit of a cluster.
So Coach Joe Judge said there were a good amount of coaches, players, staff, and even media members that had seemingly irregular results over the last few days. Quote, BioReference Laboratories is experiencing an unusually high number of false positives using their rapid MESA test at our facility. With the exception of one individual, all positive MESA tests results over the last 2 days have come back negative through PCR testing, the Giants said in a statement. The laboratory is working with experts to determine the source of the problem. The NFL and BioReference Laboratories are monitoring the situation closely, and we are temporarily halting the use of rapid MESA tests and administering PCR tests only.
Okay. So basically what you're telling me is the quick ones are coming back negative. The real one, the PCR, not the real one, but the
ones that carry more weight.
Right. Yeah. That takes like a day or sometimes 2. Those are coming back negative, therefore making the quick test false positive.
Right.
So screw your quick test. Your quick tests suck.
Yeah, I'm going to scan the article a little bit more, but I
Okay,
assume this means that media members are going to basically go back to Zoom press conferences.
You would think for the short term
That sucks
until they
for them.
figure this out because, this sounds like a monumental
Yeah, I'm like,
problem
what?
right in the middle of a football week. Moving on. Good luck, Giants.
Headline 1.
At least of their problem.
Georgia suspends the linebacker Adam Anderson after a rape allegation, and the attorney says for the star linebacker, he calls the accusations unfounded.
For those unaware, evidently before the previous game, the player Anderson had a young lady over. Drinks were served. She passes out, wakes up in the middle of an act. Says it was, there was no affirmative. There was no yes given. Charged with rape. Then the problem is, I believe they let him play. It is a he said, she said. His attorney is certainly doing his job, but it feels icky. The fact that they let him play.
Yeah, that's the part I'm torn on when you're supposed to let. What point do you be like, okay, so if I'm accused of anything, I have to sit out, whether I'm innocent or guilty. I'm having to miss games and possibly miss an opportunity to showcase my talents for the next level. Not everybody's going to the pros that has to sit out games, but that's where I'm torn on it. Like, why, sit out?
Yeah, it's a tough situation because, as Rob mentioned, they're both college students. She goes over to his place. There's drinks involved. And then the next day, she goes to the police.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a star linebacker. And, there's obviously some non-consensual stuff that might have happened or it might have been consensual. And then later on, she just decided it wasn't consensual because she had been drinking too much. I don't know what the situation is, but
that's not a defense, though.
Whatever happened with the thing that happened with Baylor, it kind of spooked everybody. Now everybody's just like, until it's cleared up, you're sitting out. They because Baylor got a bunch of guys playing and that were under investigation, and it made it looked bad. Not all of them were innocent. Not all of them were guilty. But nowadays, it's just like until this. Even with the Dodgers, is it Trevor Bauer?
Yeah.
They just sent him home until it clears up. That's just where we are.
Yeah, Anderson's attorney, Steve Sato, said in a statement Thursday that the allegation is unfounded and unsupported and that the woman is apparently made inconsistent claims. In the interest of justice and fairness, Adam hopes and prays that UGA community and the public will keep an open mind and not prejudice him based on inconsistent, unsubstantial, and baseless accusations.
That's out of the
That's his
defense
job.
playbook. That's the
That's
defense
his
playbook,
job,
of
yeah.
course. And he's right. The guy's innocent until proven otherwise. But
they just can't. In today's climate, where we are, you can't have him on the field with that hanging over his head.
it falls to the advice you give don't put yourself in this situation, man. You have to avoid the situation so that doesn't.
So just go BYU. Just go BYU and don't mess with women.
Well, I'm just saying that guilt or innocence will be decided after the fact.
Right.
You're going to have to suffer through the time in between, the social reaction to all this. So you just tell your kids, don't put yourself in that situation, and this kind of situation won't arise. But it's an impossibility. I mean,
yeah, it's impossible. College campuses, it's bad out there though.
Well, this guy is 6'5", 230 pounds, and he's ranked 29th in the 2020 NFL draft by Todd McShay, and the number 2 outside linebacker by Mel Kiper.
Yeah,
if you start for Georgia on defense under Kirby Smart, you got a good chance of going to the league. So yeah, I'm sure he's a stud. He's a starter, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He's first round draft pick.
Oh, okay.
He's first round draft pick. So
this is big.
Let it play through.
Because now when you go to you got to answer these questions when you're getting ready to get drafted now too. Whether it comes out that you were innocent or not, that's a red flag for teams. Like what went on this night? We need to know.
And why did you make such a poor decision to find yourself in this situation to begin with? And that's what Kirby Smart, I'm sure, has told his guys. Look, a lot of money riding on this, and it's not just your reputation at stake; it's millions of dollars too. Don't put yourself in those situations.
Right.
Well, that kind of sucks for a 21-year-old that's trying to just be a college student. Is he going to say, "Hey, here is sign this consensual release that we're drinking"?
Yes, you will, because there are tens of millions of dollars on the line. Yes, you will, or you'll be in this situation. It's unfortunate.
Or just leave.
I'm not saying it's right, but this is the minefield you have to navigate.
We are in a place where you either have to record it or you need a consent form.
And yes, it sucks.
It does suck, but that's where we are.
It's not fair, but yes, you are
to protect
in a unique,
yourself.
Yes, you're in a unique situation here. You are on the precipice of being a multi-millionaire. We're looking at you being a first-round draft pick. Yeah. It's not fair. And you were just being a college kid, but now here you sit. And you're going to have to answer questions for the next year and a half. What really happened? You cost yourself, I would say, on your first contract. Right now, if it's not adjudicated before the draft, you've fallen at least probably one round. So already you're $1.5 million, $2 million in the hole because you decided to go do that. I'm not saying it's right, and you probably didn't do anything. Well, I'm not going to make that.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Yeah.
But I'm not saying it's right, but that's where you sit today. So everybody else, look at what happened.
Consent forms, Carl,
and decide what you want to do.
Yeah,
Kirby Smart. That's an impossibility. We were talking in the break. When next we talk with Mike McCarthy as the head coach and having an OC that is in much demand, I wonder which would be a better gig in this life. And this is one of those things that falls into it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be.
Would you want to be a college coach or a pro coach? Because I think Kellen Moore will have that decision to make in the offseason. Moving on.
Headline 0.
This one comes from SI.com. Report is that Aaron Rodgers is furious with the NFL leaking his vaccination status.
Really? Is that a serious report?
This is what is on SportsIllustrated.com. Boy, they have to leak his vaccination status. You're unvaxxed. You're suspended 2 weeks.
They didn't leak
it
by the protocols.
By the protocol, yeah, we could tell by the evidence. What is Aaron talking?
He's prima donna, man. This guy thinks he's above all of this. Like, I'm too good for any of the process of the normal NFL types. I don't have to wear a mask. I can call penalties in the middle of a game. I can turn to a ref while I'm being tackled and say this is wrong. He has elevated himself to a level that he thinks he's above all of it. It doesn't apply to me. It's for the little people. You leaked my status. No, we told the rest of the world
protocol, you
that
weirdo.
you can't come back because of that. Now, they inferred. You said you were immunized, vaccinized. You're the one that lied.
Right. And now we're at fault. Narcissist at his best.
I'm telling you that
Good
you're
Lord.
poking the NFL bear. You're poking the bear here. And I think Goodell has bent over backwards to kind of come back to the middle and given players a little bit of point of view on any of these outside of the normal kind of decisions that you have to make when you're with the NFL, whether it be violence or alcohol or drugs. Right. They've tried to swing it back into where it's fair. But when you do this, Aaron, you're going to have to suffer the consequences.
And not only that, we know who's not vaxxed by how you answer the question. When somebody asks me if I'm vaccinated, I say, yeah, I'm vaccinated. The only people that don't answer the question are the people that aren't vaxxed.
Yeah, personal decision.
They're like, oh, that's my personal
I don't like
business.
to talk about that.
I'm immunized.
Yeah, Aaron, go away, man.
He's going to.
Just go away.
I'm going to put it out there right now. 4 games.
No way.
He's going to be suspended for 4 games.
No way, Rob.
4 games.
And a fine or draft picks taken away.
And that's
for
Green Bay's problem.
Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay's going to have their own issues, and fines are coming. Aaron Rodgers is going to be suspended.
Wait,
for 4 games. If they don't, then the protocols, I keep saying, if you don't do this, it's over. Everybody, well, screw that.
I want to
can't
say,
see that.
Was Cole Beasley fined? I think it was $25,000
For
off the
tweeting?
top of my head for being maskless. You remember there were 2 maskless players. One got for the Bills, one got fined, and then the next day he got his vaccine. And then Cole Beasley is like, "No, I'll pay this fine and continue to speak out." But yeah, the other one's like, "Well, I want to be maskless, so I'm going to go ahead and get vaccinated."
If they don't do anything, and I'm not saying they should.
I know.
We're getting to the point where there's been so many of these positives that have just turned out to be needed a couple of tests to get them, they're carrying it, but they're not sick. That I think the NFL is going to start to realize that maybe this positive vaccinated thing, maybe it's not that big of a deal anymore because they're coming back pretty quick. At some point you got to get back to normality, and maybe this will be the thing that brings them back. But I can't imagine the NFL not doing something to Aaron Rodgers, floating around a month, acting as if. And I think the Packers are going to be in trouble. I think the video is going to show a lot worse than just Aaron Rodgers, because if he's not wearing a mask, I imagine there's a few more in there not wearing a mask either.
Strange situation, because again, they have a receiver that's not vaccinated, and they make him do his press conferences on Zoom.
Yes,
Aaron Rodgers is in front of the media. And if you're a media member though in Green Bay, are you that upset? Because we're all in the business. We would all rather talk to the guy in person. So if you're a member of the media up there, are you mad that Aaron Rodgers is coming to the podium maskless? No, because you still rather have him in there than talking to him on Zoom.
I'm not mad at him.
No, I'm not saying you're mad.
I'm mad at him that he lied.
No, I'm not mad.
There are probably individual media members that don't like that the health and safety protocols aren't being followed. So if it's, Aaron Rodgers, okay, but where else are you also leaving, issues? And I think more or less we figured out how to get around the whole COVID thing, mostly get vaccinated, but also at the same time, it's not going to transmit to where if Rodgers hands you your recorder and he has COVID and you didn't spend, 7 seconds with him, more than that just to get your recorder back from him spitting on it or whatever. It's not going to transfer those ways.
Right.
That's what I'm getting at.
The Gobert method.
Yeah, you remember Rudy Gobert where he put his hands on it and then he tested positive as the first NBA player?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, like those are the sort of things where it's disrespectful if nothing else.
And there's a level to that. Just disrespect and disregard for the rest of us. You just lied and said you were immunized and just decided not to wear a mask. Maybe the NFL won't. I just can't imagine that it doesn't cost a lot of money in a couple of games. And draft picks might be a little bit far.
Yeah, draft picks is a bit much.
But
draft picks is a bit much for health and safety protocols.
You just decided that the rules didn't apply to you.
We might have to deal with this for the indefinite future. So somebody needs to be made an example of, as Chris Hernandez says.
I'm telling you, you feel like the whip's coming.
4-1-1 and a 2-1-0.
Good stuff, Carl.
Spurs taking on Orlando in the Magic City today. Tip at 6 o'clock. Let's get you ready. Shoot around is coming. We'll get you to figure out to know yourself, know your enemy, and get inside the training room. Those are the Sounders we have. You're going to hear them next. Hang around. We'll talk Spurs here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. I'm going to tell you about Arasti before we head into the break. Arasti providers are experts. They're passionate about getting you out of pain. If you're dealing with a soft tissue injury, chronic pain, muscular skeletal issues, man, let me tell you, your Arasti guys, they are great at getting you out of pain. I've been an Arasti patient for about 4 years now. I went before I was promoting them here on the radio because I knew they would get me out of pain in a remarkably short amount of time. For those of us that have dealt with athletic trainers or gone through the rehab process, you know that sometimes these things can take a long time. Arasti, no, that's not the case. They pride themselves in getting you back in the game in a very short amount of time. In fact, they studied a couple years ago the thousands and thousands of Arasti patients around the United States. How long did it really take them from injured to back in the game? After the study, they found 3.2 visits was it. After that, it is back in the game for most. Their hands-on approach to improve the healing potential of the target area and surrounding tissues is remarkable. They will fix you. They will get you back in the game. And I'm not talking about the use of over-the-counter or prescribed painkillers. I'm not talking about surgery or no long-term treatment plan. This is what they do. The likes of Becky Hammond and Clayton Kershaw, they've used it to get back in the game. Tony Parker, many years an Arasti patient. When you call them, you're not going to need a referral. You can just go ahead and get in, and they do accept most insurances. So why are you living with pain? From lower back issues to frozen shoulders, bad hips, you've got a pulled hammy or a bad groin. Yes, Arasti can fix it remarkably short. Don't live your life in pain. Get yourself back in the game. Here's the number you need, 1-800-404-6050, 1-800-404-6050. You're calling local. Just save you a little bit of money. Arasti.com is the website there. You'll see a map of all the different providers. I'll say it again. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Arasti, they are passionate. They are experts at getting out of pain. Call them today and thank me later.
Sports Center is brought to you by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Available at HEB.
There's no question about it. This week, Dak Prescott is good to go for the Dallas Cowboys as they host the Denver Broncos at noon on Sunday. A game that can be heard right here on San Antonio Sports Star. The San Antonio Spurs are back in action for a 2-game weekend road swing. Tonight they visit the Orlando Magic for a 6 p.m. tip-off. And Sunday the Spurs are in OKC to play the Thunder, also a 6 p.m. start. And the UTSA Roadrunners put their 8-0 record on the line as they travel to El Paso for a matchup against the 6-2 UTEP Miners. Kickoff will be at 9:15, and that game can be seen on ESPN2. SportsCenter has been brought to you by Alamo Water Softeners. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Carl Schoening.
There's confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID. One thing is certain. Whether or not you're vaccinated, you need an accurate thermometer to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Be vigilant and contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers that have no scientific studies. Only the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Learn more at Exergen.com.
The original stuffed crust from Pizza Hut is so cheesy you'll want to eat it backwards. But what if we played this song backwards?
One topping, just $12.99.
No one out-pizzas the Hut. Ask for a limited time offer. Not available in some locations. Exclusions apply. Extra charge for more toppings and extra cheese.
Would you like a cleaning product that can be used in the garage, the laundry, and the kitchen, and save space in your cabinet? Hi, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. To learn more, visit us at simplegreen.com.
Simple Green.
From city streets to back roads, from road warrior to carpooler, there are some things you can always count on, like the reliability, durability, and power of Die Hard, America's most trusted auto battery. No matter where your journey takes you, count on Die Hard to get you started on the road ahead. Available at your local Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest stores.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson, owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. And for the past 27 years, I have represented people in our community who have been injured because of negligent drivers of cars, 18-wheelers, and company vehicles. I really want you to know that if you're involved in a collision, you need to contact an experienced attorney as soon as possible after the collision. All you may know about an insurance company is what you see on television. If you have ever been forced to make a claim after being injured in an auto collision, there are no jokes, no geckos, no cavemen, no professional athlete endorsers. Just you against a giant insurance company that is represented by skilled adjusters and attorneys who have one job: pay as little as possible. If you've been injured in a collision, please contact an experienced attorney as soon as possible after the collision. I, of course, want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com. That's all one word, alawyerforus.com.
Did you know that United Healthcare helps connect you to doctors and therapists with 24/7 access to virtual care?
So I could have therapy from my couch?
Yep.
Or a doctor appointment from my car?
If you wanted to.
Wait, you're right. I don't even like when people see me sing in the car. Couch appointment it is. Virtual visits are just one of the ways United Healthcare helps connect you to better health. Learn more at uhc.com. Plan benefits may vary.
Lowe's Provember event is back. In celebration of pros, we're offering special values on top tools to get any job done right. Head into Lowe's and check out the largest selection of DeWalt power tools and accessories. Right now, you can get a guaranteed tough DeWalt 20-volt max bear tool free when you buy a DeWalt 20-volt max drill or impact driver kit. Shop in-store or order online. Lowe's, the new home for pros. Valid through 1/5 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. U.S. only.
At Shell, we know from the time you get up to the time you wrap up,
Good night.
there's a lot of meetups, eat-ups, and hurry-ups. So come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. Fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new. Save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. And snack up with in-store rewards to save even more at the pump. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell and engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
Sports breakfast for your ears. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM. R&R gets you ready for tonight's game. The shoot-around.
It's the shoot-around here on R&R in the morning. Spurs taking on the Orlando Magic tonight. Excuse me. Spurs coming to the game 2-6. Lost 3 consecutive in heartbreaking fashion, I would say. Orlando comes in at 2-7. One of the 2 wins the Spurs have came on opening night as they took down the Orlando Magic. Yeah. Doug McDermott is projected to start tonight, along with DeJounte, Derek, Keldon, and Drew. We will see essentially the same Orlando Magic team we saw the first time: Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, Wendell Carter, and Mo Bamba. That would be a fine senior team somewhere in college basketball if they were all still playing. Spurs favored by 4. Looks like 108-104 if you want to do the math for over-under.
Rob? How dare we talk about Orlando? Are we that much better than Orlando for us to sit here and dog them out? Like, serious question.
No, it's a legit question, but the only team I've seen the Spurs smoke this year was them. I mean, they ran right by them.
You're
so
right.
If we have the opportunity to pick on the weakling, let's go ahead and do it. But here's the problem. We're going in tonight without Jakob Poeltl. Jakob's still sitting out on protocols.
He had a great game against Orlando when they first played. Yeah.
That was 7 assists kind of night. That was, oh my goodness.
That's
We've
right.
got the pivot point. We got him playing the dare we say yet again, the Jokic role, assistant in Dollar Diamond, and we haven't seen that since. But without Jakob Poeltl, we got punished on the front lines. It is so we're going to have to see Drew Eubanks and Thaddeus Young step up. They're going to have to perform against a younger, not quite as savvy front line. But I'll tell you, Wendell Carter and Mo Bamba, they got skill. Maybe not the likes that we just had to deal with, but they do have skill, and they were going to have to step up and see something from them.
They do both have only 2 wins on the season, Rudy. So the Magic and the Spurs are actually the only 2-win teams in the NBA. So one of them will probably be joined by, I would assume, one of the 1-win teams, the Houston Rockets or the New Orleans Pelicans at some point. Oh, Oklahoma City got their 2nd win last night. Congratulations to them. So actually, there are 3 2-win teams, 2 of them going up against each other. But point differential is a good thing to look at to kind of, separate these teams. And the Spurs only have a minus half a point in point differential. The Orlando Magic are losing games by an average of minus 8.2.
Okay.
Now, the Magic, they're going to shoot. They're going to shoot a lot. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. They're going to do, I think, what a lot of Spurs fans want to see the Spurs do. And when you're dealing with that, you're going to have some depth. Let's look at what we've got. Let's know ourselves.
Know yourself.
I was running through the six with my walk.
All right. The typical starting lineup, as we just mentioned, we'll have the double Ds at
what?
DeJounte and Derek starting at guard. Where is your mind, Rudy?
Man,
it is too early to be where you are. Get out of the gutter.
My bad.
DeJounte, Derek, the triple Ds.
I can get a little freaky if you need me to.
Some fun.
Was that Total Recall?
I think
she
it
had
was.
three.
Had three, yes.
Was that Total Recall?
Did you like the first one or the second?
First.
First one was impressive. Came out of nowhere. Didn't expect.
My bad. I'm sorry. Let's go.
No?
DeJounte, Derek, and Devin.
Oh, that was Doug.
And Doug. Oh, we could go quadruple Ds on this one. All right.
Quadruple D. Well, you make the circuit on that
freaky.
one. You get your own playing card when you got quadruple Ds. Keldon Johnson. And, well, we do have the quad with Drew Eubanks. We got the quad D starting tonight.
What do we know about ourselves, Rob? What I do know, I love Devin as our sixth man. It's like instant offense. I like him as our sixth man. I prefer him coming off the bench.
Okay.
Like, I don't think every time a guy has a good game, the first thing people say is, well, he should be starting. No.
He's coming off of a career high 21 points, and I don't know if he can keep that up if he starts.
No, I don't think so either. But I like him coming off. You need somebody that can come off the bench and hit a corner three right away and kind of spark the team. And I think that's what Devin's role is thus far.
All right.
But what? I see it. But I know, I'm getting to know Rob when he hits the papers and he looks up and he smiles. He's about to butt me.
No, I'm not going to butt you at all. But
what do you see what I'm saying? But what?
I'm happy with what Devin is doing. I think when he is in his flow, he's got a smoothness to his game that the Spurs definitely need.
Yeah.
But with every minute he's getting at six man come off the bench, that's one less minute for Lonnie. And
I got you.
We're going to see a relegation here, and I do think that the decision will come down to Devin or Lonnie on this kind of situation. And I'm not saying it's a bad idea.
No, I know.
But as a guy who's kind of rooting for Lonnie, who has been given every opportunity to get in this season to, get the contract and say a Spur, if we're suddenly starting to see something change in the rotation, it's not to the benefit of Lonnie.
I like when Dougie's back. I'm glad Dougie's back. I like the rotation better. I like the starting lineup better when we can automatically come out, and it makes more room for Derek and DeJounte. They have room to operate. So I'm happy that Doug will be back in the starting lineup tonight.
So we do expect, I would think, to see a few more minutes from Thaddeus tonight. We saw 10 minutes the other night.
He has to
have
play.
To be
they're so thin. He has to play.
But I was interested to see that while we were facing a team that was bigger than us and we were trying to manufacture some front court minutes, that we saw a drop in Keita Bates-Diop's minutes. His minutes actually dropped.
He was like 5. He played like 5 to 7 minutes somewhere in there.
4 minutes and 40 seconds, and quite frankly, only offered a couple of defensive rebounds more than a dead man. So he didn't do a whole lot. I don't know what to take from that in Jakob's absence. I would think we would need a few more minutes.
Following Pop, when you don't play or you play a not so many minutes, is not a well, what did he do wrong thing. Is more of a, I'm going to toy with this 9 today. I'm going to toy with this 8 tomorrow. I think it's not like, oh, well, Giab, he did something in practice or he fell off. No, it's just like, let me see what I can do with this rotation, that rotation. And then you figure it all out by March and you throw it all together. That's how I see it.
They're going against the Orlando Magic. Let's know our enemy.
Know your enemy.
Just a chance to listen to Green Bay. Really.
That's all this was for Rob.
It really was.
You know what I mean? No, it is good because again, y'all lean on us to tell you about Orlando. I don't expect you to take out of your Friday night and know about Orlando Magic. That's on Carl, Rob, and I to let you know about the Magic. So I love this.
Orlando comes in shooting 35% from 3. Several players can hurt opponents from the outside. We're talking about the likes of Cole Anthony, R.J. Hampton, Franz Wagner, Mo Bamba, Jalen Suggs. They are all three-dimensional ballers. Every one of them has a little bit more to their game than their standard position group. So this is a team that, while they're just 2-7, lots of young talent there. And especially if we see Mo Bamba and Wendell Carter and Franz Wagner on the front line start to get some success, I don't know where the depth is going to come to help. So you got to defend on the threes, but you're going to have to pay a lot of attention down in the paint. I don't know which way you lean defensively on this.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Cole Anthony, DeJounte Murray / Derek White matchup. Cole Anthony leads them in points and assists. I've been following Cole, who is the son of Greg Anthony. His father was a dog, part of the Running Rebels team. I always love Greg Anthony's game, but Cole's much more talented, athletic, can shoot it. So I'm looking forward to that matchup. But Orlando only scores 101 points a game. I think that's 28th in the league. They're way at the bottom offensively. They struggle. I mean, that's because Wendell Carter really not a scorer. Obama's really not a scorer.
But they shoot 35% from three. You'd have thought it would have been a higher point total.
But the problem is they get in trouble, and then there's 5 seconds on the shot clock, and they throw the ball to Cole Anthony and say, bail us out. That's what I've seen watching them. So you'll probably see a lot of that tonight. Should you you watch the Spurs game. It's Friday night. They start at 6. You'll notice that a lot.
One thing to pay attention to, Jakob Poeltl is so undervalued in the pick and roll game. He has really turned himself into one of the preeminent high pick and roll types. He'll double pick you. He's starting to pick up a little bit of a deeper shot. Thaddeus Young is not a high pick and roll type. That's really not what he's been.
So Orlando could pick and roll him to death, you think?
I'm talking about offensively. Offensively with Thaddeus Young in there, we get limited offensively because he's really not all that good. And the work with DeJounte and Jakob specifically in the high pick and roll has been really good.
Yeah.
The Spurs are going to have to find some ways to get that part of their offense going. And I'm not sure if the guys they currently have, they can do that. So they're going to have to be a volume shooting team tonight. They're going to have to get those hustle stats, 20 deflections, 8-9 turnovers that they force, a couple of 4 or 5 unforced errors. That's the kind of way you start a team and you run away from an Orlando Magic team on the road.
But they do have a legit, speaking of Orlando, they do have a legit shot blocker. And Obama, he's averaging over 2 blocks a game. So he's number 5 in the league in shot blocks. So they will be tested should they decide to go in the paint.
They can't lose the rebounding game if they're not shooting the way we expect. Let's figure out who to expect to play and who not. It is time for Inside the Training Room.
Inside the Training Room.
This is depressing. We want to talk to you, Pledge, about this. This is like bringing me down.
I didn't make it.
I know. This is bringing me down, Pledge. But I mean, injury should bring you down.
We're sad that Zach Collins
I get it.
continues to limp around on that foot. And we're sad that Jakob Poeltl is sitting in his apartment all alone under the COVID protocol. The Magic come in with really only one question. That's Gary Harris. He remains day-to-day. We'll see what's going on. Jonathan Isaac continues to be out with the ACL and lack of vaccination. Markel Fultz also ACL. Michael Carter-Williams out with an ankle, and Etuan Moore out with age and a knee.
Did you say Michael Carter-Williams? He's still around?
He's still around,
The guy
baby.
from Syracuse?
That's him.
He's probably only 27, 29 range.
No, I know, but and they still have Fultz?
They do.
No one has stolen more money over a short period of time than Markel Fultz.
Markel Fultz played his way out of that little mental thing he's been in.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. That's how he got paid.
He has easily been forgotten as one of the worst draft picks of all time.
He could play
all time.
No, he went through something.
Yes, he did.
He went through something mentally.
I don't disparage Sam Bowie for being the guy that got drafted. It was
Sam just couldn't play.
Horrible. No, he was all right. He broke his leg like it was a popsicle stick. He was okay. Markel Fultz was okay, but what a monumental waste of a draft pick.
Yeah.
They traded up to get him.
Yes, and the broken jump shot and the yips and all that.
So the situation was the 76ers did not want Lonzo Ball, and the Celtics were going to take Jason Tatum. So the Celtics traded out of the number 1 overall pick back to Philly to 3. Philly jumped to 1 so they could get Fultz. Then it went Fultz, Ball, Tatum. And it seemed like 1 and 2 ended up regretting those decisions.
So clearly, if we redraft that, Tatum goes first.
Yes, that was brilliant. That was the parting shot from Danny as the GM for the Celtics to manufacture that because they got the number 1 pick at 4.
Yeah. My bad. Back in the training room. They got a lot of people down in Orlando.
Yeah, that's why they're 2-7.
Yeah.
That lack of depth. So this is a game, we called it a slump buster game. It does appear to be an eminently winnable game, a kind of team that has the same problem that the Spurs do, closing out games, youthful exuberance versus, veteran savvy. And maybe this will be the one that kind of turns the page, and the Spurs will kind of figure out what it takes in the last 5 minutes of a game to win. Sometimes you got to walk before you run.
Absolutely.
And we're going to see the Mavericks again next week, so we might as well try to figure out how to get it right.
It's weird.
Thank you. That's been our shoot around. I hope you're ready for the entirety of the Spurs game. We're going to go away, come back. Let's give away some tickets when we come back. Those are looking for something to do this weekend. The Corny Maze is waiting on you, and we got tickets to give away next. You're on R&R in the morning, and this is San Antonio's Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
The Dallas Cowboys. I'm an outlaw. The Denver Broncos. It's going to be a knuckle buster. Catch all the action Sunday starting at noon. Sponsored by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
No one outfits golfers better than Edwin Watts Golf Shops. We've been fitting golfers since 1968. Utilizing cutting-edge fitting technology, we'll analyze your swing and our Foresight launch monitors and fit you with the perfect club, pair of shoes, the latest golf apparel, golf balls, bags, and more. So come by today for your complete custom fitting. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee.
At Manrique Custom Vision, you'll find some people just aren't good candidates for Z-LASIK. That's why they have different technologies for different patients. They are a custom vision center focused on helping people get rid of their glasses and contacts. Rudy J here. Call them today for a complimentary consultation to see what's right for you. Financing is offered to all FSA and medical spending accounts accepted. Get treated like family by Dr. Manrique. Call 354-2020 for the Manrique difference. That's 354-2020.
Your source to local news and sports in San Antonio begins with the San Antonio Express News. We've collected, written, and shown the stories that matter most to San Antonio. Look no further than the San Antonio Express News to continue to provide information and strength to the community. Whether it's on the field or on a court, we provide the ground local coverage. Go to expressnews.com for the most up-to-date high school and college sports coverage. Subscribe today at expressnews.com.
Rock the Mic is back at Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. You know we've narrowed it down to our top 13. You've been voting online at sasportstar.com, and they're ready to show you what they've got. Join us at Slackers this week to help us decide on a winner, and you can enter to win Dallas Cowboys home game tickets. Wednesday, November 10th, we'll be at the Slackers New St. Mary's location, and on Thursday, we'll be at the Slackers Medical Center location. Rock the Mic 2021, brought to you by Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar, and in part by Jim Beam.
Did you know that United Healthcare helps connect you to doctors and therapists with 24/7 access to virtual care?
So I could have therapy from my couch?
Yep.
Or a doctor appointment from my car?
If you wanted to.
Wait, you're right. I don't even like when people see me sing in the car. Couch appointment it is.
Virtual visits are just one of the ways United Healthcare helps connect you to better health. Learn more at uhc.com. Plan benefits may vary.
With Early Paycheck, you can get your direct deposit up to 2 days earlier. That's another reason banking with Capital One is the easiest decision ever. Even easier than deciding to open the biggest birthday gift first.
Happy birthday to you.
Which one are you going to open first?
The pony.
Yep, even easier than that. Plus, with no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, is banking with Capital One even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. No fees or minimums on new consumer accounts. Capital One and a member FDIC.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So your headlights are getting dim? With the seasons changing, now's a great time to change them. Upgrading your headlights can ensure you'll be safe and ready to handle darkness and fog. Oh, and we recommend replacing in pairs. That way you won't have uneven lighting over time. You can get all of your lighting needs fast with our next day delivery and free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easy.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
We've got your free tickets to see every Dallas Cowboys home game all season long. Register to win now at sasportstar.com. Cheer on America's team on your home for Cowboys football. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 95 FM.
This is Jason Minnick on your home for Cowboys football. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
'Tis the season here on R&R in the morning. Let's go run around a cornfield. What do you say? You want to get lost and not find your way out of a cornfield? We have the perfect opportunity.
Sometimes I want to.
Just run into the...
Just get away from life.
Head to the hills?
Yeah.
Well, down at Traders Village, they've got the largest corny maze going on in Central Texas, I believe. And if you want to go, 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Traders Village Corny Maze giveaways continue all week long here on ESPN San Antonio. Family 4-pack waiting on you on the Kielbasa Bacon phone line, 656-3776, 656-ESPN. And to the victors, well, you got to be fast. Caller number one, first guy that Carl talks to, bam, you're going to go run around the cornfields. We're going to go to break, come back, and look like a real sports talk radio show. Barry Barger of BetUS.com will join us next. We're going to win you some money. He won me some last week. We're going to give him the credit that he does indeed deserve. Hey, you money types. Hey, we're talking to you coming back at 9, BetUS.com, your info that you need. Hang with us. This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Texas Cheer Liquor, 4 locations, 2 on Petrenko, 1 past 211, 1 across from Walmart. The third is at Highway 90 Montgomery, and the fourth, the all-new Texas Cheer Liquor, is at the Palo Alto exit in the Patron Plaza right next to Walmart. You cannot miss it, and it is a great weekend of sports. You got 2 Spurs games. Cowboys are back in action. UFC, boxing, college football is crazy this weekend. Some really good NFL matchups that we talked about yesterday in our pick'em. Get loaded. Go to Texas Cheer Liquor, man. Get ready, man. Go get you some whiskey. Go get you some vodka. Go get you some beer. Go get you some wine. Go get you some cigars. Get ready, man. Go today. Go now. They open at 10. What are you waiting for, man? I feel like one of those DeVry college commercials right now. What are you waiting for, man? Why are you sitting there on the couch? No, Texas Cheer Liquor. 4 locations, TexasCheerLiquor.com to browse the website. Download the Texas Cheer app. Whatever you may choose to do. And if they don't have something that you and your pops or you and your buddies love, let them know. Don't be shy. Let them know, like, hey, man, I really like this. Heard y'all on R&R in the morning, and I need this bottle, but y'all don't carry it. They will get it for you. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I've done it. A couple of my buddies have done it. So go to TexasCheerLiquor.com, see what they have, and you go from there. Texas Cheer Liquor.
Happy Christmas.
Rapping with Jack. Benefiting Family Service Association is happening now through December 4th. Benefiting the most needy families this holiday season. There are 3 ways to help. Give cash now, shop the Amazon wish list, or drop off donations at our designated locations. Complete details now at sasportstar.com. Presented by Quarter Moon, Plumbing, Heat, and AC. And in part by River City Oral Surgery, Institute for Functional Health, and Copenhagen Contemporary Furniture.
Whether you're vaccinated or not, it's important to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading sign of COVID and the flu, so make sure you use an accurate thermometer. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them and are not reliable. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Are you putting your retirement savings in a 401k or IRA? Then I have one word of advice. Stop. Experts agree the 401k has been a dismal failure, and even the man who invented it now says it's a monster that should be destroyed. 401ks and IRAs have major dangers, including fees that gobble up 50% of your retirement savings over time. The government controls your money and changes the rules anytime they want, and it gets worse. History confirms we're past due for a major market crash that could wipe out 50% of your savings again. Now, a free report from Bank on Yourself reveals where the inventor of the 401k puts his money. You're 100% protected from crashes. There are no fee surprises. And you control your money, not the government. Plus, your withdrawals are tax-free, which protects your savings from being devoured by taxes that can only get more monstrous. So get your report now at freereportfast.com. That's freereportfast.com. freereportfast.com.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson, owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. And for the past 27 years, I have represented people in our community who have been injured because of negligent drivers of cars, 18-wheelers, and company vehicles. I really want you to know that if you're involved in a collision, you need to contact an experienced attorney as soon as possible after the collision. All you may know about an insurance company is what you see on television. If you have ever been forced to make a claim after being injured in an auto collision, there are no jokes, no geckos, no cavemen, no professional athlete endorsers. Just you against a giant insurance company that is represented by skilled adjusters and attorneys who have one job: pay as little as possible. If you've been injured in a collision, please contact an experienced attorney as soon as possible after the collision. I, of course, want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com. That's all one word, alawyerforus.com.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
In college football, Goodyear knows a new season means new possibilities, where every Saturday is an opportunity on the road to greatness. No matter if you're out there playing your hardest or cheering the loudest from the sidelines, tailgating in the parking lot, or your favorite spot to watch the game, Goodyear knows passion is what drives us forward all the way to the playoffs. That's the road that moves us. Goodyear, more driven.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Fansville, a college football utopia. Fansville. Where the lakes are stocked with ice-cold Dr. Pepper, and the autumn winds rustle with the sweet smell of football glory. And Dr. Pepper. It's a land flowing with onion dip, where even the food pyramid is shaped like a hot dog. Where every yard gained is a yard worth celebrating, and every celebration is beyond excessive. With ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Return to glory this season with Fansville by Dr. Pepper. Grab some today.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with a booming voice that emphasizes all the main points. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
That part is super important.
Here's one with a booming voice.
I'm emphasizing everything.
Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance.
Like a page with every word highlighted.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Liberty, 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 liberty. This is the home of the Cowboys, Rangers, and Aggie football. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J, R&R in the morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
And profiling.
R&R in the morning continues. To be the man, you got to beat the man. We live by that. It's time for our weekly segment with Barry Barger of BetUS.com, coming to us from somewhere in the Southern Hemisphere. Barry, welcome aboard, man. Sounds like you're at a club.
Or he's got the radio up.
We might want to reestablish our connection real quick and get that going. And as we reestablish the connection to the Southern Hemisphere, I would like to give Barry his props. Last week, he gave me 3 to bet on. He told me to take Tennessee +2. I did. He told me to take Buffalo -14. I could have taken that at 28 and taken that one home. It said Philadelphia take that one as well at -3.5, and they owned that as well. My little $40 bet turned into a nice $250 payday, all due to Barry Barger's insight.
You can't beat that.
You wrap that parlay together.
What's that, like a 5? That's quintupled your money?
I did. I'm just, and that's of the 4 consecutive weeks I've been playing his advice. Only 1 week let me down, and only really 1 game. Oh, I took a 28-point sandwich from OU, and that's the only other one. But I'll tell you what, last week worked out quite well. Are we connected again? Barry, welcome aboard, man. How's your week going?
It's going great, except for all these jungle sounds around me, obviously. That, I just had to get these birds and macaws and everything out of my condo.
It's tough living in paradise, man. You got to deal with things like that.
Right. We all got something.
We all have our guapos.
Yeah, we all got iguanas on our shoulders. No, I'm kidding. What's up, Barry?
Hey, man, how you guys doing?
We good, man.
Good to see you. All right, as the big board of fun behind you looks like it's been active the last couple of days. As we come into this part of the season, trends have certainly have become to play a role in this. We start looking at things that have happened. Let's dive into something specifically with the Dallas Cowboys. We have seen that for the last, I don't know the run, but Bridgewater ain't good as a dog. He does not win very often as a dog, and as if he turns the ball over, he has a history of losing those games. So when you look at the Cowboys and Broncos, how much does that play into this specific matchup?
It plays a little bit. Bridgewater isn't as bad of a turnover machine as their other guys, so he helps that a little bit. But isn't Denver they're just dumping? They're just in dump mode, right? I mean, they got rid of Von Miller now, and I don't see how they can hang with Dallas at all, man. This is like kind of a crazy game for me because Denver's like they're 4-4 or something. They aren't out of everything, but it seems like they're like, yeah, we'll go on to next year. And I think Dallas is they're going to take advantage of this. And the Cowboys, I got to rank number 3. They could easily be number 2 in my power ranking.
Yeah, they have, the Cowboys have scored 35 points or better in 8 straight home games. I like that. That feels good to me. Or is the trend about to be broke?
No, Denver scored less than 20 in 4 of their last 5.
Wow.
So they're, I just don't think that this is anything that's going to be really a game. I mean, it's going to be a good game for Dallas fans. So yeah, but I think this is just a blowout. And I think it's, what's the total on that now? Is that
we're sitting at 49.5.
49.5. Yeah. I think that goes over too. I think Denver, I think Dallas, because Dak's going to be back. They're still kind of fudging around it. And even if he's not, they prove they can win. They beat a good Vikings team. The Vikings are better than people are giving them credit for.
Agreed.
All their losses have been 7 or less. And
Agreed.
They've been against Dallas, Arizona, Cleveland. They've been against really good teams. So, don't discount, Minnesota. So Dallas playing Denver. Is this a joke? Is this a joke? This is going to be easy.
So do you like the 10 and the over? Would you like those both?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like them both because I personally think, so you mentioned Dallas's scoring streak. I think they can score 40 points on these guys. So, if Denver can score 10,
I would think.
You're going to get your over. I just really, and Denver's going to score more than that. Dallas is going to screw up somewhere, or Dallas will give you an extra pick 6. Their defense is a lot better. I really like Dallas. They're really playing like a Super Bowl team this year, and they put it all together, man. I think Zeke's going to have a big day. They're just going to it's going to be
so let it be written, so let it be done. I'm clicking as you talk, Barry.
Hey, Barry, besides that game, what are you looking at when you look at the board? You say, wow, that's a Christmas gift this weekend. What else to use? It's like, oh, dude, that's a Christmas gift. That's free lunch.
Yeah. Free lunch. Is that what we call it? Yeah.
I call it free lunch.
Free lunch is, Dallas is one of the free lunches to me. And so, if I were to look at here, I got the lines right over here. But Baltimore's coming off a bye. I really liked them before, but this is going to be a kind of a tough game. So that's what I'm looking at to play big time this week. But who I like in college is and I don't know if you guys are Texas or you guys are A&M but Texas is not given much credit against Iowa State this week, man. What is it? I think it's 6 points or something, but
I'm looking
Texas has lost 4 in a row since 2010.
Wow.
I was looking at that earlier, and just this point spread. These are 2 good teams and 2 good quarterbacks, and of course, I mean, Texas running back, you got Robinson's just a machine.
He
Is that
is.
kind of best player in college football?
I think he is.
Might be.
I think he is. He might not win the Heisman, but I think he's the best player in college football.
Yeah, because Iowa State 6.5. I mean, that just sounds like way too many points in this game. Texas is there's another team that's been underrated that you can take advantage of. If they're getting a touchdown, basically, come on, I'm all over that. As far as NFL goes, there's a couple games I was looking at to fire on early, and one was an under, and which I don't like really playing under so much. But like New England, Carolina, it's gone down a little bit. It was 43. 41 is a little tough. But I think Cincinnati, -2.5 coming off that loss. At home, they're playing Cleveland. Really important divisional game. The Browns with all their OBJ. Wow, the news we had this week, was it a crazy news week?
I'll tell you.
And OBJ.
So how does that play into when you're looking at Cleveland and you know that this is a must win for the organization? I mean, if they don't get it this week, the Baker Mayfield's career with the Browns might be over in the long run if they don't get it in the Battle of Ohio. When you see that, all that's involved with a team that, back against the wall, losing another guy, do you kind of lean toward them to kind of circle the wagons, or are you expecting Cleveland to collapse in this one?
Well, Cincinnati's such a good team, and Cleveland was supposed to have such a great team. But something like this kind of takes away from your organization because so much of your energy is dealing with answering questions about this, and what are we going to do? And so, that takes your focus off the game enough to make a difference. And if I'm given less than a field goal there, in Cincinnati, they would be the number 1 seed in the AFC last week before that loss. They would have been the number 1 seed in the AFC playoffs. And so they're playing great football. Cleveland is playing marginal football. That's going to be an over, too. That's only 47. That's a great over to play right there. These two teams are both going to score. It's going to be a fight. That's what I really like, Cincinnati over in that game. That's a great game to capitalize all over the place on your fantasy football stuff, everything. All those guys are going to go off.
Barry Barger of BetUS.com joining us. The number you need to know right now, well, that's 1-800-79-BET-US. And remember, when you call, remember KZDC to get up to 200% in that first deposit and a bonus. You talk, they type, you'll be playing tonight. He's Barry Barger joining us. Okay, so looking around the NFL as we deal with bye weeks and time off and looking at the college football world, and we had our first playoff ranking come out, though that means absolutely nothing. Looking forward to that and looking at futures, looking at maybe Ohio State as a future. Who do you like, or is that something that you would even play, looking at futures to get into the playoff?
For the NCAA, you betcha. And so Ohio State. So I grew up in Nebraska, so this week it's not going to be a good Saturday for me tomorrow. They play Ohio State. And Ohio State's going to tromp all over the rest of their opponents. And the voters.
Even Michigan State?
Wow. No. Now they're going to trump them.
Okay.
There's your decision maker right there between those two teams, right? For the 4. And Michigan State can prove they belong there. That's awesome. You know what? I didn't look that far ahead. That's great that they play each other so they can prove one way or another, Ohio State got in and we didn't. Or, Michigan State, they're getting the respect. Cincinnati's not getting the respect in their college.
Right.
But Michigan State has a real chance to prove it and knock Ohio State out. But, so some of those things, if you wanted to bet the NCAA championship right now, Georgia looks so strong.
Yep.
I was toting them from the beginning. That defense is amazing. But Ohio State's, you're getting 4.5 to 1. And if you think Michigan State, you're getting 50 to 1. There's a $5 play.
I think so.
Absolutely. Why not? Why not, right? Why not?
Why not? Because there's all kinds of futures on Bet. You can bet all this stuff. And like Super Bowl wise, I'm still going on the Chiefs they're going to bounce back. You're getting 12 to 1 to win the Super Bowl. They're going to make the playoffs. And by then they should have things fixed. They proved they can do it before. And at 12-1, and the Ravens are 12-1. Those are two of the top teams. Got the Rams at 6.5-1. So there's a lot of really good teams. And the Cowboys are 9-1. Wow,
I've already jumped on that one.
Barry, you're trying to get me to go drop $50 on about 10 futures, man. Now hold on.
That's how you get steak dinners instead of sandwiches, Rudy. You got to swing for the fence.
50, 60, 80,000, whatever.
I like that shirt.
25% bonus. Just put it in.
You got to send us that shirt, Barry. We need some of that swag.
BetUS.com. He is Barry Barger. He joins us from paradise every week, fighting off macaws and monkeys. We appreciate you stopping by, Barry. Go to BetUS.com. Remember, the number you need to get yourself started is 1-800-79-BET-US. And when you talk to them, tell them KZDC for that up to 200% bonus on your first deposit. Barry, stay safe. Win some money, and we'll talk to you next week, man.
Dallas, Cincy, and over, baby.
Done.
Hey.
Already booked. I'm printing my confirmation sheet right now.
Later, Barry. Good to see you, brother.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure is right. This has rapidly turned into my favorite
This is my
segment
favorite segment of the week. And then I talked to Coach Mike McCarthy, but that's my favorite segment.
Barry lives the life.
And look, trust me. And y'all out there listening to Sports Talk Radio, y'all know this. Normally when you talk to these guys, they don't give you free plays.
No.
That's how they get you to come to the site.
Got to dial the number.
Barry hooks us up every week with a couple. Man. I love that dude.
This
and
was
he's in
last
Costa Rica.
Last week's winner.
He's in Costa freaking Rica.
He's having fun.
Yes,
Dude,
he
you
is.
can tell. You can tell he's having a blast,
Got
man.
good hair too.
Yeah, but it takes grinding to get to that point.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
you gotta work those units.
Yeah, you gotta
work
pay
those
your
units.
dues.
That's
you gotta
exactly
pay
right.
your dues before you get paid.
You see that grease board behind him? He's working those units.
Yeah.
So let's get everybody caught up on the headlines. They absolutely need to have the 411 and the 210.
Here's the
Did you literally already bet?
I placed it as we were talking. That's the great thing about BetUS.
Hey, you can get right to it, and we'll get right to it here. You know who needs some BetUS money?
Who?
The FBS schools that have spent over $533.6 million in dead money over the last 10 plus years. From January 1st, 2010 to January 31st, 2021, public universities and FBS conferences have paid out a total of more than $533.6 million in dead money to head coaches and assistant coaches in football and men's and women's basketball, according to an analysis of financial records obtained by ESPN through state open record laws. The total does not include the tens of millions of dollars in severance payments to coaches who have already been fired or resigned since then, including head football coaches at Georgia Southern, LSU, TCU, Texas Tech, Akron, UConn, and USC. LSU football coach Ed Ogeron, who guided the Tigers to a college football national championship in 2019 and was then dismissed dismissed last month, is owed about $16.9 million, which will be doled out in 18 installment payments through December 2025, according to the university.
So what's dead money?
That's money you fired the guy. He was under contract. He's still getting paid. All the
$500 million?
The poster child for
That's
this
crazy.
was, remember Charlie Weiss?
Oh, Notre Dame, Kansas.
Sign those big deals. I'm reading, this is, when you brought this up, Carl, I just Googled Charlie Weiss, and this is back from 2016. Charlie Weiss will have been paid more, from an article back then. He made nearly $25 million not to coach.
Wow.
So this
great agent, man.
Well, it falls in line with the premise that when ownership pleads poverty, you got to build my stadium.
Yeah.
The universities can't plead poverty. The $500 million
to go away,
pay dudes not to play, and you're telling players you can't pay them.
Thank you, Rob. Mic drop. Take. Mic drop. Take. So I need a sounder for that, Carl.
$500 million.
That's insane.
And players still going hungry, wearing sweats 3 days a week.
And it ain't even the fact, Rob, that they don't want to pay them. Like, fine, we can't figure out stipends, whatever. The fact that it took a zillion years to let them make money off of their own name. That's the biggest beef I have. Like, really? And y'all paying 500 million for people to sit on the couch?
That's why the Supreme Court said, we're coming for you guys.
Yeah, we coming. Something's wrong.
This is so wrong. We're going to warn you. They gave them a year warning. Next year, when we get the next case, y'all are done. It's over. They told them. It is finally coming to an end.
That was my favorite.
$500 million in dead money.
My favorite headline today.
Yes.
Of today's headlines for sure.
That's
good
the
stuff.
Yeah,
That's
follow the money always.
Yes.
Moving along.
Headline 1.
Cleveland Browns and Odell Beckham Jr. are negotiating the terms of release for the wide receiver. The Browns are working on converting Beckham's base salary into a signing bonus to lower his cap number in an attempt to save money, sources told Adam Schefter. Once the contract is finalized, he is expected to be bought out or released, sources confirm, and this can be anytime in the next couple days.
It's only right. They don't use him. He's unhappy. You're still trying to make a playoff run. You can't have that in the locker room. Cut him. Cut your ties. Add along to that dead money. You know, I'm kidding.
It worked. It worked. Odell's dad, it worked.
No, somebody from Cleveland did that for Odell's dad.
Maybe.
That's the only way. Somebody from Cleveland chopped that up for him.
It worked.
Somebody that likes Odell, like, hey, if Odell promises to get me all the exclusive Nike releases, I will chop up an 11-minute video for you. And that's a great trade.
It got him out of Cleveland. Yeah. He wanted out. They weren't going to trade him. Or they tried to trade him. That contract just wasn't tradable. Everybody knew this was going to happen.
I think he might be the Raider, Rob. Not Deshaun.
So that was going to be my question. Yeah. Where should he land?
I'm going to say either Green Bay or Las Vegas.
Carl, where do you think he should? If you were Odell.
Something about the Saints seems like a long-term home to me
that
for
too,
him, but Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay's
no
if
way.
Put money on it.
No way.
Why not?
Dude,
Mike Evans. Gronk.
Mike Evans.
Godwin.
Antonio Brown. Godwin. Like where?
Just run 5 wide the whole game.
Well,
nobody in the backfield.
I would agree with you if they didn't already have a full room. It would make the most sense. They take care of you.
OBJ is washed. You're crazy, Siberian. You got bot-itis. He is not
foremost,
washed.
If I'm Odell, especially because I wanted out of Cleveland because of the inaccuracy of my quarterback, my first and foremost request is I need a quarterback. Wherever I land, I'll take as average or above average as David Carr, but that's the bottom. I need a David Carr. I need a Matt Stafford. I need a Pat Mahomes. I need a Tom Brady. Because if I'm Odell Beckham, I have never had a quarterback. Ever.
Yeah, Eli? Eli was done.
He was done. He has never had an accurate winning quarterback that could really utilize his skill set. So if I'm Odell, I'm sitting back and don't even talk to me unless you're paying your quarterback over $100 million. Don't even talk to me. I want an established dude that I can walk in and just be me. I don't need to go out of my way. I don't need to, adjust my catch windows. I want it hitting me in the numbers.
So then the Saints doesn't work.
Well, no.
Because you got Trevor Siemian.
So I look at the Rams. I look at the newly minted accuracy of Lamar Jackson. I look at Derek Carr. I look at any quarterback worth his salt. I'm not going anyplace else. I don't care if it's more money.
How about the Rams?
Absolutely. I think the Rams are probably front and center. I think if the Rams aren't all in, I would be surprised.
Maybe they
to get them for a bargain.
Yeah. Maybe the Rams tampered, talked to OBJ, said, hey, I'm going to try to get out of here. We'll release Deshaun Jackson. You come take that slot. I smell tampering.
There's no surprise that these are all happening.
And it's L.A. I smell, Siberian. I smell a little tampering.
So I'm just going to point out that Jarvis Landry has over 2,000 yards the last couple seasons, averaging 10 yards per catch. So I don't think he's complaining about Baker Mayfield.
No. I'm just talking about the video that was released of the errant throws from Baker for 7 minutes. He got what he wanted. It worked.
11 minutes.
11 minutes of failure that Baker had
That's
to watch.
so disrespectful.
It is so awful. It is so awful.
And I
but
love,
it worked.
No disrespect to OBJ's pops, but he didn't put that together. One of the Cleveland film guys did that for him.
All you got to do now.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of pops. They don't know how to put together highlights, but they want me to.
Yeah. Well, if you can put on a fat suit, if daddy can hire some high school kid to throw together a montage, it works. The players always have hand. Yeah. If you really want out, you can get out. Moving on. As Odell did.
Jarris Walker, considered the number one power forward in the class of 2022, commits to play for the University of Houston Cougars. The 5-star Walker committed to Houston on Thursday, giving the Cougars men's basketball team a program record 3 ESPN 100 commits in the 2022 class. Houston targeted Walker early in the process and hosted him on an official visit in June. The university came out of the summer looking like the favorite for Walker and maintained that average through the fall. Walker chose the Cougars over Alabama and Auburn. He said, "There's a great energy around the program and everyone gets along. On my visit, it felt like a family with the staff and the players. My family connected with the staff and the players really well. Their Final Four success and their program winning at the college level was definitely a factor."
Kelvin Sampson is a grinder. Kelvin Sampson, remembered Indiana, sent 10,000 text messages and got in trouble. Kelvin got some NIL money up there he's playing with, and he's getting these guys to come in, and I ain't mad at it. I'm here for it. I like Kelvin Sampson.
Is that a Big 12 move? He's not going to play in the Big 12, actually. Never mind. Forget it.
Yeah, he's going to be a pro next year. He's going to play.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Long past the Big 12. Respect to Kelvin Sampson to elevate the program.
Is this Phi Slama Jamma, Rob? No,
not quite, but pulling in guys from IMG Academy, you've reached the level of blue blood now for Kelvin Sampson. He, like you said, he's a grinder.
Yeah.
But when you look at the story as it was released, they show Jarris standing there, and he is a fluid big man. He's good. And in the photo, on one side is Akeem, and on the other side is Clyde the Glide. That's why Kelvin Sampson is successful. He's tapped into the roots of the University of Houston. And I think that for the longest time, the coaches that have come and gone tried to separate themselves from that because they couldn't match it. And Kelvin has taken the mantle of that program over the last 4 years and pulled it toward that instead of trying to run from it. You need to have Akeem in the building. You need to have Clyde in the building, and he's doing it right. That's why you get guys like this. He's putting guys in the league.
Yeah.
He's putting them in the NBA. And as much as Miami capitalized on the South Florida football back in the late 80s, Houston is a sleeping basketball giant. Houston is a freaking hotbed. If you just recruit Harris County, you will have a Final Four quality team every 5 years. Kelvin Sampson's on his way to doing that. He's bringing in the big stars. That's a huge move. And look out, Big 12. They're going to come prepared for war because Sampson's bringing a team.
Is that a threat to Chris Beard? Oh, he'll be in the SEC.
Yeah,
that's right.
They're leaving.
My bad.
And look out, Kansas. Look out, Iowa State. Look out, the leftovers after all that. Congratulations, University of Houston.
Good job,
I'm happy
Kelvin.
with that. That's a big deal for U of H.
That's the 411 and a 210.
Good stuff, K-Dot.
Now, Kevin's just got to mind his P's and Q's.
Yeah.
Just don't get yourself into some of the
All he
situations
did was
you
send
found
too many
yourself.
texts.
Well,
was it.
There's been some other stuff.
Oh,
over the
okay.
years. This isn't his first rodeo, and there's reasons why teams get good really fast. When you see a team really turn it around, you wonder how are you landing these guys. Kelvin's had the slow build. He took a transfer from Kansas and put him in the pros. He's done good things with the guys that he's gotten, and he's taken some reclamation projects from kids that left the city and came back.
Yeah.
Couldn't be happier for the program.
Oh, my goodness. Can I give you all a bonus headline
Yes,
that just
sir,
came
please.
down while we were doing the 411? This one comes from Shams Charmenia, and we could talk about this a little later in depth if y'all want, but NBA and boxing world crossover is going to happen. Per sources, former All-Star and two-time Olympic gold medalist Darren Williams will fight on the Jake Paul-Tom Fury undercard on December 18th. Frank Gore, third in NFL's all-time rushing yards list, is a potential opponent for Williams.
Who's what gold medal?
Aaron Williams.
What did he win?
Darren Williams, who played for the Jazz.
Oh, the Darren Williams baller from Dallas?
Yes.
He's going to fight Frank Gore?
Apparently.
Oh, come on.
Oh, my God.
Hey, we are joined with
up,
a
Sean?
terrible lead-in for Sean Rima, but we'd like to welcome Sean Rima on, coming over from KTSA across the hall.
I totally blitzed it yesterday. It was almost like a
Oh, it
quarter
was a crazy
to 11,
day for
and I
us
was
anyway.
like, I didn't go over, man.
Yeah, I was a crazy day, and I was in and out, too. So
we
it
noticed.
happens. It happens, brother.
There was
I'm so
a
sorry.
lag in our lives. We didn't get a little bit of Sean Rima, but
It's all good.
you made it over across the street yesterday, too, or did you hold him up, too?
No, I wasn't able to
There
make
we
it
go.
yesterday.
Yeah,
we both.
we ghosted, so we have 2 days to make up for what's going on in the outside world.
Yeah.
Well,
In the
the
real
vote on
world.
the infrastructure bill in the House is happening right now.
Are they actually going to vote?
Well,
It's actually happening.
They're going to do it on a Friday afternoon, so then they could go away for the weekend, and hopefully nobody will be talking about it. because it's a real stinker. But we'll see. But so we're talking
Does
about that.
it appear that it's going to pass?
In the House, it more than likely will.
So,
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, Senate. I don't
have the Democrats, have they sent a nasty letter to Joe Manchin? Are they mad at him?
A bunch of protesters surrounded his car, his Maserati. Dude's got a Maserati.
From West Virginia?
Yeah.
A West Virginia driving a Maserati.
Exactly.
He's either he's one of those script doctors that's throwing oxy out like it's chiclets, or he's a congressman, one or the other.
Right. Only that's exactly. And they surrounded his car. They wouldn't let him leave. Finally, he was able to drive away, and they're like, Joe Manchin tried to run me over, and it's just a bunch of crap. So.
In his Maserati.
You
got big plans this weekend, Sean?
No.
Those are the best plans.
But,
no plans are the best plans.
I have a thing that my wife and I are going to tomorrow night. So just a gathering of people.
And normally when I have a thing, it involves a tie, and I don't want to do it.
No ties with these people.
Hell no.
I don't own one. So
I'd rather be with those people than the finest people on earth.
I have one buried in the closet somewhere. I'll see you in a few, man.
All right, man. We'll
Take care,
Good to see
Sean.
you, Sean.
By the way, you look fantastic. You look good, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you can't fall off the floor. I mean, you couldn't look any worse. Hey, let's come back, put a bow on the show, and look forward to a fantastic weekend of college football. A&M and Auburn going at it. Can Texas cover against Iowa State? We heard from Barry Barger. He liked that.
He did. He's like 6.5 is too much, and they've never lost. They haven't lost 4 in a row since 2010.
Incarnate Words hosting a huge game Saturday at the Downtown Veterans Appreciation Day. We'll look at the times for you to go down and check that out. UTSA's got a late game tomorrow night, and for you Fight fans, a decision might have to be made. Let's talk some college football next here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Sports Center is brought to you by Kielbasa Slow Crafted Sausage, available at your local grocery stores.
There's no question about it. This week, Dak Prescott is good to go for the Dallas Cowboys as they host the Denver Broncos at noon on Sunday, a game that can be heard right here on San Antonio Sports Star. The San Antonio Spurs are back in action for a 2-game weekend road swing. Tonight, they visit the Orlando Magic for a 6 p.m. tip-off. And Sunday, the Spurs are in OKC to play the Thunder, also a 6 p.m. start. And the UTSA Roadrunners put their 8-0 record on the line as they travel to El Paso for a matchup against the 6-2 UTEP Miners. Kickoff will be at 9:15, and that game can be seen on ESPN2. Sports Center has been brought to you by Alamo Water Softeners. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Carl Schoening.
Fever is the leading symptom of COVID and the flu, and the only way to reliably detect fever is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers. They are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect a fever that might mean COVID. Be sure to seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Here in Texas, the heat is relentless. The storms are serious. The hail is insane. Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway, and neither should your roofer. Your roof protects your home and your family. So whether you need a simple repair or a roof replacement, metal or composition, you need a roofer you can trust. That's Stevens Roofing. They are reputable, reliable, and have always been your local roofer. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free estimate at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
How's your cell phone coverage? How's your cell phone bill? You know, a lot of big carriers overcharge you for unlimited data. They brag about coverage, but that's only if you live in the city. This is Greg Akagi. I've been an agriculture director for over 20 years, and I know what people outside the city need. Pure Talk. Pure Talk gives you great 5G coverage for about half of what Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile charge you. The average family saves over $800 a year. You can keep your number and keep your phone or save on the latest iPhones and Androids. Unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data is just $30 a month. Or if you want unlimited data, you can still save a fortune. With their U.S.-based customer service, I believe in the way Pure Talk treats their customers. Plus, they have a 30-day risk-free guarantee, so you literally have nothing to lose. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say half off, and you'll save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 and say half off.
Rock the Mic is back at Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. You know we've narrowed it down to our top 13. You've been voting online at sasportstar.com, and they're ready to show you what they've got. Join us at Slackers this week to help us decide on a winner, and you can enter to win Dallas Cowboys home game tickets. Wednesday, November 10th, we'll be at the Slackers New St. Mary's location, and on Thursday, we'll be at the Slackers Medical Center location. Rock the Mic 2021, brought to you by Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar, and in part by Jim Beam.
1911 Cigars is the premier cigar lounge in South Texas, providing quality, affordable cigars in a professional, inviting environment with a large covered patio with TVs. A BYOB establishment, 1911 Cigars strives to allow the avid cigar connoisseur a comfortable place to relax, socialize, network, and of course enjoy a great cigar. 1911 Cigars is available for private events and has private cabanas with TVs, fire pits, and heaters. 1911 Cigars at 207 South Main Street in Cibolo. Online at 1911cigars.com.
The annual San Antonio Auto and Truck Show is November 12th through the 14th. We're partnering with some of SA's favorite pet organizations for the Subaru Loves Pets initiative. With on-site pet adoptions, you can see new cars and trucks and take home a furry friend that just might like to ride in one. Get your tickets now.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
It's like breakfast tacos with the hot stuff. Rob Thompson, Rudy J, R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Bring that ass back like a boom, 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 boom.
It's R&R in the morning. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. That's Carl Schoenig. Boom, 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 boom. What's he bringing back? Oh, that.
Yeah.
Happy Friday to you. You made it. What are you doing this weekend?
I got my daughter, my 3-year-old is going to turn 3, so we got her
party.
Got her B-Day party Sunday. Saturday, I don't know. Tonight, I might, it depends. I might go to Worst Fest tonight.
Ooh, it is Worst Fest time.
Yeah.
I hadn't put that together. It's got cold. It is Worst Fest time. It is time. Carl, you're a Worst Fest guy?
When I was in college, I would go. I don't know if I would go now.
Why? It's been a bit since I've been. So
I guess I only went on college nights. I only went on college nights, so that might be a little bit of a negative. Yeah, I'm not at that point where I can have 18 beers and take the party bus back home.
3 pitchers of warm German beer. Yeah, see, that's the problem with Worst Fest is like I can't ever go as hard as I want because I live on Petrenko. It's in New Braunfels. That's a long drive trying to drink warm German beer. So I never can go as hard as I want to, but it's all good. But I might get out there tonight.
The pork chop on a stick.
I love
put on by the I guess it's the New Braunfels like Little League, I guess. Whoa. It's worth the trip.
They got
on
some
its
pancakes I like out there. I think they're potato pancakes. I don't know. And it's always a good time.
And the kerfuffle fluffing or whatever those things are, all the different.
I always have a blast though at Worst Fest.
But it's going to be nice and cool. It has to be that. And remember, it's all rebuilt now. The fire.
Oh, right.
So it's going to be all pretty and shiny. And we'll
fire and then COVID. It's going to be crazy this year.
Oh, it's going to be a zoo. Everything that we've done, Rudy, it's a zoo. Now, certainly the World Series is expected to be a zoo, but it was above and beyond even that.
Absolutely.
I mean, the crowds, everybody's out just kind of stumbling around, not knowing and it's always a line.
Yeah.
So it's going to be busy, but prepare yourselves. We're going to get back into the San Antonio swing of parties. We're getting back into the communal gatherings that I think so many of us have missed.
Can't wait. What you got planned this weekend?
I'm going to College Station, baby. I'm headed back to the motherland to see the.
When you coming back? Sunday before the Cowboys?
I'm going to try to get. Reed and I were holding out hope to get invited to the game, but and I don't think that call's coming.
Yeah, there's somebody that works at this station that's going to the game.
Somebody's going. We were hoping to, it's an easy trip from College Station to Dallas, just a little hop, skip, and jump. I could probably be there by noon.
I know a little short guy works around 4 to 7.
I was kind of thinking that an invitation was coming.
Me too.
But I guess it's lost in the mail.
Whatever.
I guess it's lost in the mail. Last night, Rudy and I were out
Where do we go?
With the rest of the staff out at Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar, Slackadocious, for the second night of our Rock the Mic semifinalists. And let me tell you, and there's been zero separation. I know it sounds trite and easy to say that everybody's great, but everybody's been pretty damn good, Rudy.
Yeah.
Go to sasportstar.com. Please, all of you are our listeners, all of you sports stars, vote. Pick the person that you like. Stay with it. Get them into the finals. Get them close to that. There's some separation on votes, and I'm not going to call out any individuals that are low on votes but high on talent. There's not much we can do on this section. This is all up to you.
That ain't on us.
And I reflect again on Michael Jimenez and how he got to become Rock the Mic, now sitting on halftime at noon on weekdays. He snuck in to the semifinals, to the finals on votes. I didn't think he had a prayer. I didn't think he had, honestly.
Well, he went hard.
But when you come in, but by that point, everybody's equally talented, but there were a couple of others that I thought had a chance. And he made it and got himself on the podium and started talking and won the damn thing. But the only reason he got there was he bugged everybody he knew to go and vote for him. He had it up on his HOA page. Hey, somebody in your neighborhoods could be on the radio. Vote for me. That's what these semifinalists need to do if you're listening.
We got to know you can recruit some people. I mean, what are you bringing to the table? We already got listeners. Are you going to bring more?
Absolutely.
You got to go get some vote. If people ain't going to vote for you, hey, you can't come over here.
So Minix will have the last of our semifinalists, and
today
you'll have a couple. We have a couple scheduled tomorrow. A longtime listener, good friend, John Dyer will be on tomorrow.
Oh, good.
We've got a young lady that's going to come on tomorrow as well. Katie, she has a soccer take on the on sasportstar.com. Go watch, go see what she has to say. She's pulling in a lot of votes.
Katie Goodman actually is the leader right now.
Katie's doing great. So, and certainly some skill there. But we want to thank everybody that showed up out there yesterday, brought their hot, fresh takes, and got a chance to get to know everybody. And Jason's not the easiest guy to go on the air with. He tries to trip you up.
Yeah, he does. He was purposely trying to mess with people. But
I got a text from Justin afterwards. He was like, "I don't think that went well."
Oh, Justin did fine.
I figured that was Minix.
Yeah, Justin did fine. Jason kind of tries to knock you off your game, just a little,
which is good.
Push off the dribble. He was handing people the live reads that we have to do out of nowhere,
really?
And it was dark. I think poor Gerald was handed a live read, and you couldn't even see. I mean, it was dark.
Yeah, Gerald, he said there were some mic issues and that he couldn't see. But dude, I just left. This Slackers had a patio, so Rob and Jason didn't see me. I smoked 2 cigars. I left them to do all the work yesterday. My buddies came out, and I was like, "Hey man, I'm on the patio." I don't know what happened in the auditions. I was smoking stogies and drinking Crown. Well, Jim Beam, excuse me.
Not a bad night at Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar. We're going to hit them back again next week with more of the Rock the Mic finalists by that time as we head toward a champion. You guys play a role in this. You really do. Very rarely do you get to pick who you're going to listen to. And the winner of this will have an opportunity to jump on the mic at least 4 times, guaranteed, across the spectrum of San Antonio Sports Star. But pat myself on the back. We've been pretty good about this.
Yeah,
there's probably an opportunity down the road.
Careers when you gone long gone, it doesn't matter how many cars you have, how much money you have. You're going to be judged by how many people you helped. And I'm not even being funny. Like, you help 5-6 people start careers in this business. That's a cool thing.
Or help them get a drone.
So,
Carl is
we want you guys to give until it hurts.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
We need to have a young man whose only dream is to be able to use a high resolution drone to further his fun and career. But they're expensive. And
how much is it?
How much is a drone?
The one you want.
The goal that I put on there is $2,500. But I think after taxes, it's somewhere around $24.
That's
the Mavic
easily
is
attainable.
$2,500.
Yeah, this is a commercial production drone.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we
I
kick
already
in,
put out the GoFundMe. It's on my
so you
Twitter.
go to the GoFundMe page and help a young man get a drone. That's all we're asking. $3 a week.
Look how you say you're feeding children.
Just
Yeah, you feeding
$3 a week.
I-
And we have this lovely carry-all satchel.
If you donate $100, I will go out and use this drone when I finally get it.
And we have a bobblehead
At your location.
of a former Texas Ranger that we can offer to the biggest donor to get Carl Schoenig a drone.
Someone put at DJLG210, I now have a Mavic 2 Pro for sale.
Yeah, that's about 5 years old. So I'm trying to get the new
Oh,
one
you're
that just
trying to
got
get the new one,
announced
okay.
today. Yeah,
Well,
it's the
yes.
Mavic 3.
If we're going to do it, we do it right. Go get the very best. Can we have Carl using anything but the less than
No.
the very best? No.
But he has to do some SA Sports Star stuff with that.
Oh,
damn
I
thing.
will.
yeah.
Oh,
All right.
trust me, I will.
If not, we're taking it back.
I want to spy on my neighbors. So really, that's really all I'm chasing.
I just want somebody to get a.
I'm pretty sure that within a mile of my
I got
house,
you.
someone has a tiger. And a drone of this quality will help me figure out where it is.
I want you to send a letter to someone in the Bear County for me. Can you fly it up to their window?
Yes.
I'm kidding.
Go find your GoFundMe page. Let's keep Carl
Let's keep
entertained.
Carl.
He needs these things.
Yes, he does.
We need it
Mavic
here too.
3.
Not only do we ask you to help find our next talent, we ask you to fund the very equipment that the next talent will be used on.
Thank y'all. All right, that's the end of the shameless plug.
There we
Thank
go.
y'all.
We'll plug
It's
it
on my
once a week.
Twitter at Carl ESPN.
I need to come up with a GoFundMe.
Yeah,
Hey,
me
I
too.
already have $25 in there. Big shout out to Mr. Reed.
Mr. B.
I
Schoenig.
want a man unit fund. This male wigs is $250 every time you go to maintain it. So I would have to go every 2 weeks.
It's getting a little
So
thick
about-
up top there,
So
Rudy.
about 500. I need about 500 a month to get my man wig. It's called a man unit.
A man unit?
Yeah.
That's not where I thought that went. And when we come back, we're going to put a bow on the show. Look forward to a great weekend of football. Thanks for
Friday.
hanging around with us today. This is Hard in the Morning, and you're on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM, Man Unit. As we talk, heading into the weekend, Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and it's time to start thinking turkey. If you're looking for the finest in turkeys coming fresh to you, Tri-County Meat Market has them for you. Tri-County Meat Market's bringing in fresh turkeys between 8 and 24 pounds that you need to reserve. I got one last year, boy, fresh, juicy, and perfect, and we know what Tri-County is all about when we talk meats. Tri-County Meat Market, for my money, is the finest meat purveyor in all of San Antonio, and as you look forward to Thanksgiving with friends and family, you want to offer them the very best as you want to offer yourself the very best, and that's what Tri-County has to offer. See, Tri-County, they curate their meat. They're not just what you'd find typically. You're going to find the upper choice, the Wagyus, the Akayushis, and all the things that go along with it. They make their own sausage in-house. They have in-house prepared food that you will, absolutely the very best that you can find up there. And also all the things that you need to go along with your grilling and cooking needs. You're looking for a rub, a spice, they've got a lot of them. A brand new chimichurri that I picked up this week, and boy, it was spectacular on your tri-tip, as I tried one out last week. The hunter specials going on this weekend as we kick off hunting season. A lot of guys headed toward the woods. $17.99 a pound for bone-in cowboy cut ribeyes. Those steaks are so big you need a wheelbarrow to bring them out. $15.99 a pound for porterhouses. You know what a porterhouse steak is, Rudy? Yeah. Oh man, that's the way to go.
That thing is huge.
I did not know that was the biggest cut that you could find. I
didn't know that either till right now.
The T-bone and the ribeye together, I think, is what the porterhouse.
What's the akaushi?
Akaushi is a particular genus of beef. It's really Japanese Kobe style, but raised in America with a different name, akaushi, but the same fat content, just fed on Texas grass and milk and all the stuff that makes that kind of food spectacular, not Japanese. That's really the primary difference. Coming out from Dean and Peelers down there in Florida as well. You're looking for a T-bone or bone-in strips? They got them for $13.99 a pound. Those are your Hunter's specials. Two great locations on for you. Over on Ralph Fair Road, just outside of 1604, a beautiful drive headed that direction. And over on Hebner Road, where we spent Tuesday barbecuing out in the parking lot. Go over and say howdy to them. Make sure you're reserving your turkey. If you're a first responder, you know you're getting 10% off. That's for our active duty military, fire, police, and EMTs. Walk in off and get great money or great savings off their already great specials. I'm excited about the grilling season that's coming up. It's cool outside. It makes it so much easier to stand over that hot grill. Make sure if you're grilling something from Tri-County, send a picture to sasportstar.com and you could walk away with a $50 gift card. Head over to Tri-County right now. Get you everything you need for the weekend and call me. I'll come by. We'll enjoy it together, and then I'll thank you later.
Get your college game on. Get ready for the fight songs. It's college football.
Touchdown. What a catch.
Hear it live on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
According to research, 82% of people will remember radio ads. So 82% of you listening will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. 82% of you will note that if you're hiring, ZipRecruiter finds qualified people for your job. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And 82% of you will remember that you can try ZipRecruiter for free, but you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. According to research, 82% of people will remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/free. How much? Free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you've been hurt in a crash, do your research. You'll find plenty of lawyers out there. They'll probably do a fine job. But ask yourself, is fine really good enough for you and your family? Don't leave your case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry. Visit tjhlaw.com/radio to start your claim today. That's tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Central Builders Incorporated is a family-owned, award-winning general contractor headquartered in San Antonio. Since 1989, CBI has completed over $1 billion in construction projects, including large-scale remodeling, expansions, and ground-up construction. The award-winning CBI has also been recognized by the San Antonio Business Journal as one of the best places to work for the past 4 years, and Central Builders is hiring. Learn more at centralbuilders.net. That's centralbuilders.net.
Saturday afternoons mean one thing: college football.
Oh my God!
Hear games from all Power 5 conferences all season long, every Saturday from San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hey, this is Jason Fitz, and you're on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Oh, we're saving the best for last. You want to go to the movies on us? We've got Eternals passes, Fandango things that we're going to send directly to you. You want to go see the Eternals? Might find Carl Schoening about 5 o'clock. We're going to be out there as well. 3 tickets to be had. The Kielbasa Bacon phone line, 656-3776, 656-ESPN. You call and talk to Carl. Be caller number 6. It might happen in a second or two. You're going to go to the Eternals on us. I want to thank everybody for joining us this week. We still haven't really figured out. We're going to start this next week. When I was over on the Blitz, we did a thing called What's on Tap. We talked about things that were happening. Now I'm kind of eager to see what the live music scene looks like. We'll start that next week.
Safe travels on the road today, buddy.
Absolutely. It's going to be a nice weekend. Everybody have yourself a safe and healthy weekend. We're going to look at the tape as we always do. Practice all weekend long. Don't forget about halftime, the Blitz, the hangover tomorrow, Cowboys on Sunday, and we'll be back with you on Monday. Thanks for hanging. Y'all be safe. We'll see you Monday.
Save me from this prison. Lord, help me get